Stewart with time. Lets it go. He's got 3 people down there. The ball's up in the air. Caught. Touchdown. Caught by Westbrook for a touchdown. Incredible.
Colorado's glorious miracle at Michigan Stadium.
That was Michigan. This is Texas.
ABC Sports and the College Football Association present the Colorado Buffaloes and the Texas Longhorns. Both teams undefeated 3-0, and the matchup has attracted the first non-conference sellout at Memorial Stadium in Austin since the Auburn game of 1984. Hello again, everybody. Keith Jackson along with Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan on the field. Before we get to the X's and O's, Bob, let's talk about an intangible. Let's talk about Colorado coming down off the mount that they climbed last week.
Well, you often hear coaches and players talking about losing is death. Well, Colorado last week was staring death right in the eye and came away alive. The problem for Bill McCartney this week is to get them down off of that high. They are a very confident team. He needs to tell them, hey, we're playing another game. We need to play this game well.
It's one thing to be confident, it's another to be cocky.
That's right. And Texas is a very good ball club.
Yes, they are.
The strength of the University of Texas is their offense, and what their offense needs to do is control the football. They need to score a lot of points. If I know anything about football, this should be a high-scoring game.
And the house is full, as we noted. Memorial Stadium opened 71 years ago on the Texas campus with 13,000 seats. Today, we might have 80,000 here. We see the Colorado Buffaloes wearing the white shirt, meaning they're on the road, but it's a very good road team. Michael Slevin will kick it off, the redshirt freshman out of Vail. And deep to receive it for the Texas Longhorns will be Curtis Jackson. They have one man back. He's a junior from Plano. And he's the man they want handling the ball if the ball gets that far down the field. They're on the rug. They're on the turf. Both teams, turf teams. The weather is hot. The wind is quiet. The house is full, and it's college football at its most colorful best right here as the Buffaloes kick it off. And dropping back and making the reception for Texas is Kirkpatrick. And Dwight Kirkpatrick will bring it across the 25 out to about the 27-yard line. Shea Moritz is your quarterback for the Longhorns. He is a sophomore out of San Angelo. He's off to a very good start in 1994. Given the time and given people who can catch the ball, he can be very difficult to handle. And that has been a problem they've had, having healthy people to catch the ball. But Lavelle Pinkney is back. They go to a two-back set with Juan Kemp and Roderick Walker lined up behind Shea Moritz. And first down from the 27-yard line. On the first play of the ball game, they run it with Walker. And Walker picks up a Texas first down out near the 40-yard line. They sweep it to the left.
Left behind their best offensive lineman. Texas won the toss. Most teams would defer. Texas decided to take the ball because they wanted on the field first. They wanted to keep Colorado off the field, and Texas feels it's very important to get ahead in this ball game.
Gerard Coleman checks in for Texas in the backfield now. Here's some people who are beginning to move around that we haven't heard much from. This is a pickup of a couple of yards as Roderick Walker makes the play for Texas, and the inside group takes him down. Now, Priest Holmes did not start the ball game. Lavelle Pinckney, we highlight him because he's back finally and playing at 6'5", 245, and he is a wide receiver. Kemp is back in the lineup now. Walker stays at tailback. And Marin's first pass of the day is off to the tight end, Pat Fitzgerald. The tight end is often available to you against the kind of defense that Colorado plays. Second first down for the Longhorns. They're at the Buffalo 49. Blake Brockemeyer is the big tackle on the left side. He is the bell cow of the offensive front along with John Elmore. That's why they go that way a lot. And they do protect their right-handed quarterback very well. First down Longhorns at the Colorado 49. The opening possession of the ball game. Morenz to throw again. Pretty good protection. His pass is underneath. The pass is completed for about 8 yards. Again to the tight end, Pat Fitzgerald, who is a sophomore from Agoura, California. The defense for the Colorado Buffaloes, the inside five that we like to talk about, Clavel, Hicks, Holland, they're the down guys, the big people. Russell and Johnson, the inside backers, with Jones and Phillips on the outside. The secondary is led by an All-American, Chris Hudson, who also returns punts. Liamiti and Rotzka had 25 tackles between them last week.
Here they come.
Blitz is on. Moritz lets it go. He's got a man going to the corner, and the pass is a little bit long. It was Eric Jackson, the flanker. Running with him was Chris Hudson, but Jackson had a step on Hudson. And now let's spend a moment on the field with our colleague Lynn Swann.
Well, Keith, the temperature has dropped. Before the game began, it was about 120. Now it's just dropped down to a torrid 108. It is going to be a factor. The Colorado team, they put about 24 guys on an IV with a saline solution before the game began. Guys who have had heat problems in training camp, so we have to keep an eye on it throughout the game.
Good idea.
The Longhorns went for the home run on second down. It is third down and 4 right now, 3.5 or so. Brent stands up quick, lets it go. The pass is completed to Pinckney. Pinckney has the first down for Texas at the Colorado 34. I told you he was a big target, 6'5", 245, and he runs right at a 4.6. He's tough.
Keith, this guy is so big that if he's covered, he's open. 3rd and 4, a little slant pattern to Pinckney coming off the line of scrimmage. He was going against Simmons, who is 6 foot, but he had 5 inches and about 63 pounds on the defensive back on that play. If you just position yourself, you're going to pick up the ball.
So this is what Texas had in mind, I'm sure, is get that ball down the field, get some numbers on the scoreboard. John Makovic's feeling, Gene Dahlberg, everybody, is if we can get in front and control the clock and the ball, we've got a chance.
Colorado is a great front runner. If they get ahead of you, they're tough to catch.
First down at the Colorado 34 now for Texas, and Marin stays in the passing mode. He got out of his pocket, that's trouble, but he gets his pass away, and the pickup is very short, about 2 yards on the play to Walker out of the backfield. Now let's join John Saunders at our New York studio.
Keith, as you know, Tommy Frazier cannot play in Nebraska's game against Wyoming today, and it looked like trouble early. Brooke Behringer was picked off a couple of times. Here, though, on the option, he punches this one across to make it a 21-14 game, but Nebraska is trailing. Also, Texas A&M being upset by Texas Tech. We'll keep you up to date, Keith.
A couple of the ranked teams having their troubles. This is Walker carrying the ball for Texas, and he slashes down to about the 28-yard line. Colorado came into the ball game here in Austin, ranked 5th in the nation. Texas 11. And right now the Horns are looking pretty good in their initial possession, but they're coming up on a 3rd down and 4.
Liamiti was busy last week against Michigan. Made a lot of tackles. In fact, made 11 tackles. The week before that, about the same.
Texas 3rd down conversions on the year, 50%.
Outstanding.
Pressure coming, pass is thrown too high. He had Pinckney coming across, but that's what the pressure will do to you. The big people, and I mean the Colorado people up front, are big people. You've got Hicks at 6'6", Clavel 6'3", and Holland 6'5". It's hard to throw over them. Here comes Phil Dawson into the ball game now for the Longhorns. He'll have a 45-yard field goal try. He's 6 out of 6 on the season inside 50 yards. Chad Lucas will hold it, and John Elmore will snap it. It looks like from the flags he might have a little bit of breeze at his back. So it's a 45-yard try. Plenty of leg. Nailed it. On the first possession, the Texas Longhorns go ahead 3-0.
I gotta inform you, I'm using my secret weapon.
To the Texas Longhorns, this is his best start since he came here.
And this is what he wanted. In talking with him yesterday, he said, we want to get the ball. We want to get out in front because Colorado is so tough when they're out in front of an opponent.
It's also his 51st birthday. Came here from Illinois. Phil Dawson will kick it off now, and Colorado will have James Kidd and Ray Caruth back to receive it. Very high, way back. They will not return it. Colorado will go to work first down at the 20-yard line. And for the Buffaloes, the man of the hour all week long and perhaps all season long for Colorado is Cordell Stewart. New quarterback coach at Colorado in Rick Neuheisel. Stewart is exulting in his presence. Third-ranked quarterback in Division 1A. So obviously things are working very well for the both of them and for the team.
Rick, you ought to put on a hat.
You'll need it before this day's over.
Or some sunblock.
All right, from the 20, Stewart hands to Rashaan Salam. Down he goes at the 22. Thomas Back had the first hit for Texas. Michael Westbrook was the man who made the catch on the miracle play at Michigan Stadium last week, but he is a big, tough guy. They run out of a single back. Rashaan Salam is a faster man than he might first lead you to believe. He's elusive and he's tough. He's a very, very good running back. So call it 2nd down and 9 now, and Colorado works from behind a line that is not the biggest in the land, but it's very agile. And the guy on the right side is the biggest, Derek West, at 6'8" and 285. The tight end, Christian Fourier, is very good. Stewart did this last week. On the first snap last week, he looked at the defense, didn't have what he wanted, called timeout. This week, he does it on the second play. So it's 3-0 Texas, and Colorado's talking. CFA College Football on ABC Sports, brought to you by Lexus Luxury Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. Kellogg's, with good taste, nutrition, and value. The best to you each morning from Kellogg's. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Aptiva. It's whatever you want, however you, whenever, wherever you want. It is the newest multimedia PC from IBM. Bob, why would he call timeout here?
We did the same thing last week, Keith, as you mentioned. It's because of film study during the week. They expected something with motion. They didn't get it, so they just called timeout.
2nd down and 9 now. It's 8.5 or so. The ball is faked to the running back. Stewart rolls out, throws to his tight end, Fourier. Fourier takes a wallop upfield, but he's got his first down. I mean, Hook took a lick from Chris Carter. He really popped him. The offensive front for Colorado. Last week, Chris Naoli had a heck of a game. Verdi came in advertised as the bell cow with Stoltenberg, but the big guy on the right side of center really played well. So it's first down for the Buffaloes out on the 36-yard line. Texas showing 5 men up along the line right now as Stewart options to the sideline, spins him a keep and gets just over the 40. Defensively for Texas, they line up with a three-man front. Brackens, Clark, and Baskins. And Tony Brackens is not the biggest guy up front. Stoney Clark is at 6'1" and 343 pounds. He's also a poet, so don't giggle. Reeves, Brown, King, Watkins are the linebackers. 9 different people have started at linebacker for Texas. The strength of the defense may very well be right there in the secondary.
There's no question the strength of this Texas defense is the DBs.
It's 2nd down and 5. This is Salam. He burst it over the right side, and now Colorado shows you a little bit of their heels as they go to the Texas 41 and a 1st down.
Well, the right side, Nioli, the right guard, is 65. Look at the block he makes right there on the linebacker. A huge hole. West 72 is also on that side. And the DBs are going to make a lot of tackles for Texas today.
Horns have made a substitution at nose guard with Chris Akins, 6'1", 308-pound freshman from Paris, Texas, stepping in. That's up in Red River Valley country. Here's the option going to Salam again. And he tiptoes down the sideline and goes out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. That is close to another Colorado 1st down. There were about 1,000 people at the airport waiting to welcome the Buffaloes home last week after the Michigan win. They went into a charter terminal, of course, and a lot of those people didn't get a chance to say hi, but many more were waiting for them at the stadium.
Having been on a few exciting plane rides home from games on the road, I just imagine that would have to been an all-time. Those kids will never forget that game.
I would not think so. It's 2nd down and 1. Salam looks, reaches for it, and finds it at the 30. Tyson King made a tackle. Tyson is from El Campo, Texas. And so you move the chains again for the Buffaloes, make it 1st down at the Texas 30-yard line. Texas leads the series 4 games to 3. Colorado has won the last 3. Bill McCartney, the head man of the Buffaloes, one of the best road teams in the last 5 years in the country.
Here they come.
Pressure coming, the blitz is on, the pass thrown, and is intercepted, wasn't it? No, hit the ground. Man made a try for it, number 98, Tony Brackens, and he tried to scoop the deflected ball off the turf and couldn't come up with it.
Well, the defense for Texas is blitzing on this play. The linebackers are going to come. If the wide receiver clears and the back gets the ball, this could be a big play. Watch him. He just throws it. It's a nice throw. Salam should have had that ball. That would have been a big play.
2nd down and 10. Option to the right. First time they've gone that way today. And Salam turns to the 25 and hits down to the 24. So they pick up 6 yards on the 2nd down play. Texas coming in as a 3-0. Colorado the same. Horns rank 16th in one poll, 11 in a poll. 5 carries now for Salam. Rashan has 36 yards. He is out of La Jolla, California. It is 3rd down and 4. Same play, and Cordell Stewart loses a shoe, loses his footing, and when he tried to cut and falls down. It'll be 4th down.
Well, as we said last week, one of the only ways that I feel that you're going to stop this team consistently is if they stop themselves. And that time, Cordell losing a shoe on an option, they stopped themselves.
I knew they were making shoes that would stick to the artificial surface and make the footing better, but that's ridiculous.
But not that well, eh?
A 41-yard field goal try for Neil Voskerichian. It is no good. And with 8:12 to go in the first quarter, the Longhorns get the ball back. Next week, Notre Dame is at Boston College in one of our games. Clemson will take on Georgia. And you've got Texas playing Oklahoma. You've got Auburn battling Mississippi State. It's a college football regional doubleheader. It all begins with Notre Dame, BC, and Clemson, Georgia at noon. Check your local cable operator for the pay-per-view choice in your area if you would like. Best Buy in college sports.
Exactly what they wanted, Keith. The crowd is into the ball game. This is the first sellout they've had in a long, long time.
Shea Morin lets it go. He's got a man wide open. Eric Jackson out at the 40-yard line. Yep, the last time they sold out was 1984 when Bo Jackson and company came rolling in from Auburn.
For a non-conference opponent, they've sold this out a couple of times for an A&M, haven't they?
Yes. First non-conference.
Right. He was wide open. He didn't. Morenz could have thrown that ball to him soon, late. He had all kinds of time to throw.
The Texas offensive front giving him time, too. I think that should be noted. Here's the running back, Priest Holmes, who had been the leading ground gainer for Texas. Now getting into the ball game, he missed the first possession. He is a junior from San Antonio.
We talk about the inside five, Keith. It's right here. It's the three down linemen right here and the two linebackers. Those are the inside five. They control the middle, and they are outstanding.
Shea Morenz now is 5 of 6 for 42 yards. John Makovic is no longer calling the plays. Gene Dahlquist is calling the plays. Little quick popper. He's got his big guy. Lavelle Pinkney fumbles the ball. It's rolling around. Colorado picks it up. And the Buffaloes have the ball. Play is still alive and finally down at the 40-yard line as Mike Forney, a redshirt freshman outside linebacker, made the recovery. Forney came to the ballpark today with a hip pointer, but he certainly looked healthy there. So it's a turnover for Texas.
It's good news and bad news for Texas. There's good news is this pass is open and it looks like it's going to be open all day. The bad news is Pinkney just drops it trying to fight loose. He's 245 pounds. He's trying to get away and he drops the ball. Colorado takes it over.
First down Buffaloes at their own 40. Same alignment we started with. And Stewart back quickly, looks to the left, goes to Caruth. Caruth is hit hard. Down he goes at the 44. Texas secondary trying to make people pay for it when they come through the neighborhood. And Bryant Westbrook, a sophomore from Oceanside, California, at 195 pounds, put a pretty good lick on Caruth.
This secondary, Keith, has intercepted 7 passes in the first 3 games. They can play the pass. If Colorado gets into a throwing game, they'll match up with them pretty nicely in the secondary.
Second down and 6 from the 44. 6:15 to go first quarter. Texas leads 3-0 on a 45-yard field goal. This is Salam turning upfield, picks up the first down, finally dragged down at the 47-yard line.
Brought down by number 17, Wayne Thomas.
It's a Southwest Conference crew headed by Bud Alexander, the referee. And so far in the game, and we have just gone inside 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, we haven't seen a flag.
It's been kind of nice, hasn't it?
Yes, refreshing. Salam now with 49 yards on his 6 carries. He lines up 7 yards from the ball, standing right at midfield. Cordell Stewart keeps it, throws to the sidelines. Westbrook. No, Caruth, 21. And he can't get it. And let's check in with Lynn Swann.
Keith, you were talking about Michael Westbrook, number 81 for Colorado. Today we're going to have Westbrook on Westbrook because there's a Bryant Westbrook playing in the secondary for the Texas team. And before the game, he was looking for Michael, trying to get him to look in his direction because he wanted to talk a little trash with him. So be careful. Look out for number 30. He's going to come up and try and be very physical in this ball game.
I want to know if he was related.
If I was him, I wouldn't be talking trash to Michael. I'd let him alone. It might make him mad. That's across the 35 and down to the 33-yard line, and that's going to be another Colorado first down. Salam finds some room on the right side.
Stoltenberg, number 64, is the center. Naiole, 65, is right next to him. You can see 65. He just going to get a pancake block as Irwin gets his man out of the way. Nice hold, nice blocking inside of that offensive line.
Ball is on the 33-yard line, first down for Colorado. And you've got double wide now on the bottom of the picture. And it's in Westbrook the other way. Salam running behind Westbrook, and he'll block you. And there's your first flag of the ball game. Michael Westbrook, the wide receiver, at 210 pounds, took Trey Thomas, a strong safety, and rode him right out of the play.
Well, he is an excellent blocker, Westbrook. Watch the center this time, Stoltenberg, 64, as he goes through to block on the linebacker. That's a pretty good job right there. Gets your man on the ground.
Penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first.
But I was watching a couple other areas. I saw the center get his man on the ground. Fourier, the tight end, had his man hooked, and Naiole got around the corner, and Salam got about 6 or 7 yards downfield before he was touched. But one of those guys was holding on.
It was a 6-yard run. The penalty, of course, for holding is 10 yards, so the ball comes back and make it a first down and 14. Stewart gets some heat, runs away from it. Tough guy, I'll tell you. That's a good football player. Cordell Stewart is 6'3", 210 pounds, from Marrero, Louisiana. And he didn't have anybody available, so he just cantered on down the sideline and picked up a first down. Tonight on the ABC Family Movie, the network premiere of a classic Disney adventure, Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. If you haven't seen it, it's worth it. And then Tony's new recruit on the tape is a question the commish will deal with tonight on ABC. First down. Ball is on the 21-yard line of Texas. They pitch it back to Salam. He got one big block behind the line of scrimmage, but that's all, and it doesn't work for much. Tony Birdie had come back to try to peel block and help him get around the corner, but the Texas secondary reacted well. The backers got to him, and there's very little on the play, about a yard.
Gary Darnell, the defensive coordinator for the University of Texas, had seen enough of Colorado. The Buffaloes had moved downfield. He decided, let's blitz them. Blitz them, try to get the option. Stewart saw it, but it was still a, well, it wasn't a negative play, but only a half-a-yard gain.
Second down and 9 from the 20. Penalty flag is down. One of the horns got caught, I think, in the neutral zone as Salam carries the ball and loses yardage on the play. The only question here was whether or not the Texas defensive man was drawn offside, and it did not appear so. No, offside defense.
We need the chaperone from Margaret's Ranch to report to the stadium office. The chaperone from Margaret's Ranch.
Colorado has a 7-game winning streak in its saddlebags as they get along in this ball game in the first quarter. 3:34 to play, and Texas leading 3-0. Buffaloes got down here a little while ago, but they had a field goal try go awry. Now they're closer yet after the penalty at the 15-yard line, where it is second down and 4. And Herschel Krupp checks into the ball game for the first time. He is a freshman running back out of Naples, Florida. He's the young man they compare to Eric Bieniemy. Look out for this one. Penalty flag is thrown by the side judge.
Number 17.
No, it's the linesman who threw it. You got a holding call against Colorado.
Well, back-to-back penalties. Texas getting called offsides. And now watch Fourier, number 86, the tight end right there. He's all right. Now he hooks that left arm. He hooks the left arm. When you don't see the defensive man coming off, when the runner gets outside of him, if the defensive man doesn't come off the block, it's usually because his arms are pinned in.
And there are people who use the tight end as the clue for a lot of things on the football field.
Yeah, you're exactly right. These tight ends for Colorado do an outstanding job of blocking. Both Lepsis and Fourier, but that time he got his arm outside and hooked him.
The 9th play of this possession, Troutman stays in the backfield. He showed you some speed just a moment ago, but this time Stewart throws the ball toward him, makes a one-handed stab. Handled that like a second baseman on a wide throw and takes it back down to the 15-yard line. Troutman 5'8", 185. And the Colorado recruiters went into Florida and got him out of Naples, and they're still growling about it.
Made a pretty nice catch of that one-handed, huh? But they're going to need some backups to Salam today, Keith, because of the heat on the field. You're going to need more than one running back in that one-back set.
Lyndon Henry probably will play for the first time today. It is 3rd down and a long 4. Crowd gets into it. Michael Westbrook calls time. The crowd is really not that close to the field, and one would think this to be a friendly place for a visiting team, but that time the full house got to them. Celebrated play that ended the game in Michigan last week. Everybody knows Cordell Stewart threw it and Michael Westbrook caught it, but do you know who tipped it? Well, now you do. Blake Anderson, number 5, got his hand on it and deflected it up in the air. And Michael Westbrook caught it for the victory. Turn around.
There's Blake. That's the way it always works. The grunts do all the hard work, and the stars come by and catch the touchdown passes. That's the All-Americans.
This is the 20th play of the game for Colorado. 3rd down and a long 4. Ball is on the Texas 15. Salam shakes one behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be marked over the 10. It's 1st and goal for Colorado. He got away from Bryant Westbrook behind the line of scrimmage, and then I told you he's a big, strong running back.
That's exactly right.
Going to arm tackle him.
Take a look at Colorado inside the 20. They've this year 14 times. They've scored touchdowns on 12 occasions. 1 field goal, so they've been inside 14 times and have failed scoring only once. But you're right about Westbrook. If he would have made that tackle, it would have been short of a 1st down.
1st and goal from the 9. Salam and Leon Merritt are now lined up in an I behind the quarterback. Salam with the ball. He's down to the 6-yard line. Injury story now from Lynn Swann.
Jason Reeves is definitely out of the ball game. He won't be back in for the rest. They've taken him inside. I have to find out. I don't know at this moment whether they're going to take x-rays or whether they're just going to give him a more extensive checkup to see exactly what the injury is. I'll come back with more on this report.
He is the outside linebacker for Texas, and the only linebacker that has not missed a game this year because of injury.
Dwight Kirkpatrick replaces him at the outside linebacking position, so their troubles continue among the linebacking corps. This is Salam. Touchdown, Colorado. Well, I mean, the left side of that Colorado offensive front just blew Texas out of there.
Watch Fourier, 86. We showed you him a little earlier when he was holding. This time he takes on Reed, the outside linebacker. See his feet. See how he worked his feet around. He kept contact with his shoulders and his helmet and worked his feet around to get position. Fourier has caught passes, 30 passes or more the last 2 years. He's also an excellent blocker.
Voskerichian is in for the extra point try. That is the 10th touchdown of the year for Rashaan Salam. He leads the nation in touchdowns scored. He has 81 yards here in the first quarter of play. We've got 1:23 to go, and it's 7-3, Colorado taking the lead. We were talking to you a moment ago about this being a friendly kind of a stadium for a visiting team. That's mainly because there's an 8-lane track that separates the stadium from the edge of the field.
It's not intimidating. For an opposing team, the field is not close to the stands. There's an open end at one end of the field, and for Colorado, the Buffaloes, it's turf. They love to play on turf, and it's very spacious, so it's not real noisy. And it's going to lend itself to a lot of scoring by Colorado.
Capacity is 77,809, and here we go to John Saunders for an update.
Keith, Nebraska has come back from down 2 touchdowns against Wyoming. Lawrence Phillips, 40 yards in this touchdown run, 8 carries, 118 yards. 5th straight game, he's over 100, and right now Nebraska has the lead, 28-21 in the 3rd quarter. Keith.
Well, I couldn't hear him, but I see by the score that Nebraska has come back to take the lead. At one time, it was 14-0.
39 and deep receiving for the Longhorns.
Brooks Behringer is doing the quarterbacking, incidentally, for Nebraska with Tommy Frazier, and it's our understanding that Frazier may go back to practice on next Monday.
Said he was cleared to start practicing on Monday, was the report that I saw.
All right, Curtis Jackson is the receiver for Texas, as Mike Slevin will kick it off for Colorado. The reason that's important is that Colorado goes to Lincoln, Nebraska on the 29th of October. Ball is caught at the 7-yard line by Jackson. Gets back into the middle of the field, and his twist picked up 4 extra yards for him. Make it first down Texas at their own 29-yard line. So the Horns have moved the ball and looked like they might be on their way for a second score when Lavelle Pinckney lost the football in traffic. And Colorado came right back and scored the touchdown. So the Buffs lead 7-3, and it's Roderick Walker and Juan Kemp in the backfield behind Shea Morin. It's Eric Jackson in motion. Ball is handed off to Walker, and Walker is hit behind the line of scrimmage. It was Shannon Clavell playing the nose tackle position, number 92, that made the contact. Clavell steps in at 275, a junior out of New Orleans. Big wingspan on that big guy.
The Buffaloes throwing a new defense that time at Texas. That's their version of the old 46 defense, which is very tough to run against. They want to stop Texas running and force them to throw the football.
They've actually got what amounts to a 5-man front right now, looking at them. Back goes Morenz to throw. Throws underneath. The pass is caught at the 35. Pat Fitzgerald gets it up across the 35 to about the 37. So Pat Fitzgerald makes his 3rd catch of the ball game. the tight end.
Fitzgerald getting his first start of his career. They had not been going to the tight ends that much, but John Mackovic in his system in the past had always thrown a lot of balls to the tight end and to the running backs.
3rd down and 2 from the 37. Out of the shotgun. Good catch. Pass was thrown behind him, but it was a very, very good catch by Kenny Harrison. And it's 1st down Texas as the first quarter comes to a close, with the Colorado Buffaloes leading the Longhorns by a score of 7-3. Yes, there will be a lot of liquid consumed today. It is hot. I even heard the band director cautioning his young people in the pregame drill to make sure you keep your water bottles with you. Moritz pitches the ball back, and this is Roderick Walker, the senior from Irving, Texas. Not much, couple of yards. Priest Holmes has only 1 carry so far in the ball game, and we anticipated that he would be as active as Walker or more so.
The 2 inside linebackers for the Buffaloes. 46 is Johnson. He slides outside. He's getting blocked on. Gets a piece of it. Got more than a piece of it. Pulled his britches. Got his britches and pulled him backwards. That guy ain't going anywhere without his britches.
He came away with a chicken coop and a wallet both. 2nd down and 9.
Wait a minute. Chicken coop and a wallet.
Moritz looking. You better dump it now. And he threw it away. I mean, he had 2 very large people pounding on him. He had Darius Holland, number 93, and Shannon Cavell, number 92.
In the first quarter, Colorado made their yards rushing, 106. And Texas got it mostly passing at 80, but the one key is the turnover there. That one turnover led to a touchdown by the Buffaloes.
In case you wonder why the throw by Orange might have been a little hurried. Clavell is 275, Holland 285, and they had mayhem on their mind. And here they come again. Pass is down the middle this time and thrown too high. Pinckney was coming across the middle, and he had 3 people around him, including Johnson, the linebacker, who had dropped all the way back. Matt Russell was all the way back there as well. So Colorado's defensive people now talking it over and realizing that Texas is going to start throwing into that intermediate zone. And starting to drop the backers once in a while.
Well, you're right, Keith. The linebacker made the difference. Linebacker made the difference, but this guy has made the difference on a lot of occasions right here. He is dangerous.
Chris is a Texan himself. Found his way to Colorado from Houston. Bosic's punt. Over his head. Partially blocked.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Behind the line of scrimmage, it's still your ball.
Still your ball. Penalty flags are thrown. The long snapper, John Elmore, had one get away from him. Went over the head of the punter. Now let's Bud Alexander sort it out for you.
The Buffaloes weren't rushing the punter, so he really had a lot of time if he would have went back, picked it up, and punted it. But he doesn't know that. He's just chasing the ball down.
It was Ron Markison that finally got in there to get in front of the punt, partially block it.
This ball should belong to the Buffaloes.
You got a clip.
Clipping.
That'll back him up a bit.
And nobody is really rushing him, as you saw there on the left side. He just got it and punted it right real quick.
Ferguson got a piece of it right there.
Now the rule is, if you're behind the line of scrimmage, you can pick that up and run with it.
I mean, that's blatant.
That's the clip right there.
You got a lot of people around the ball there, though, that are not normally around it. So it appeared that a lot of people didn't really know what to do about it.
Well, wait a minute. Let's see.
So the penalty is going to back Colorado back up the field.
They're giving this ball back to Texas.
Was behind the line of scrimmage. Behind the line of scrimmage.
Wherever Texas recovered it, they mark it 15 yards.
They called a foul on Colorado. Ball goes to Walker. And can't get around the corner as 97 got a piece of him. That's Mike Phillips, and you got another penalty flag. Holding against Texas. So now we went through most of the first quarter without a penalty, and now we're getting one on every play, it seems.
And you're getting one that's deep into the rule book. That there's the guy that calls it black, number 6 on the clip. But this is one that you give on your test exam to your officials each Friday night. I mean, this is not an easy one to call.
Well, it's behind the line of scrimmage. The ball was alive behind the line of scrimmage, and Texas covered it.
Right there, if Texas would have fallen on it, it would have been Colorado's ball right there at the point. But the clip comes in.
Priest Holmes checks into the backfield now for the Horns. He has the ball. He hasn't played much. That's his second carry in the ball game, and he shows you some of his foot speed there as he cuts in for about 5 or 6 yards. And about Priest Holmes, we were wondering why we haven't seen more of him. Here's Swander to tell us why.
Well, Keith, Priest Holmes got banged up a little bit in the Louisville game, and his ankle is a little sore. And his coach, Makovic, thought that Roger Walker was playing a little bit better, so he didn't want to take a chance with Holmes playing in there too much. He had Walker going, but he intends on using Holmes throughout the game.
Okay. It is now 2nd down and 19. Shea Moritz wants to go deep, goes for Eric Jackson. He can't reel it in. He went for the big one, and Donnell Leonetti was running with him. Eric Jackson had his half a step, but he couldn't reach it.
He threw this ball when Jackson was about 5 yards short of Leonetti, and by the time it got there, he had outrun him by about a step. But that would have been a great throw and a great completion, because when he threw it, he was not open. It's good to do that sometimes, Keith. It lengthens the field, forces the defensive backs to worry that you are going to throw deep, and allows you next time to throw underneath a little bit easier.
Roderick Walker is back in as Shea Moritz works out of the shotgun. 3rd down, goes down the middle with it. The pass is completed for a 1st down and then some to Curtis Jackson. Curtis Jackson goes to the 11-yard line.
With Jackson on the outside, he's just going to come down and run a square in into the center of the field. As I've said in the past, one of the best routes in college or the pros, if you have time, and he does have time here, is the square in. It takes a little longer, but it can happen like this. You can come out the other side with a big play.
1st down, Texas, with Walker and Kemp now in the backfield. Ball is at the Colorado 11-yard line. Moritz is now 9 of 14 for 120 yards. Pinckney in the end zone. No. Had his hands on it, but Steve Ruska was able to get enough of it, and he could never possess it.
Well, he's going to run past Simmons, and Rosga, number 15, is going to come over, but that's all right. They say throw it up anyway. Pinckney can jump. He's 6'5", and he almost had it. He had it on his helmet, and then he dropped it.
And it's 2nd down and 10 from just outside the 11.
They'd probably do that 4 times in a row, Keith. They take the chances.
Texas bidding for the lead here. They trail Colorado 7-3. They run it. It goes to the 9 with Walker carrying. starting to put a little daylight on Wyoming now.
So look at Mike Hankwitz, defensive coordinator for Colorado. And here's what they've done inside the 20. 14 times opponents have been in there.
3rd down and 8 for Texas. Pinckney the other way. Morenz throws it. Touchdown. He beat Chris Hudson, which means he earned it.
All right, reverse side from the other side. 2 of the best players. One of the top corners in the country in Hudson. And one of the best wide receivers in Pinckney.
Perfectly thrown ball.
Well, it's a perfectly thrown ball. We couldn't see if his feet were in, but the official was there. That's a tall drink of water catching that ball.
Bill Dawson for the extra point. Got it. And so the Texas Longhorns have come back to take the lead with 11:45 to go in the first half. 10-7. Horns.
Top of your screen, Hudson, the defensive back, 47. Just takes a little bit inside. They had double coverage. The man inside was going to help him. Hudson loses him to the outside. The ball is thrown the only place it could be. There's 1 foot in bounds and a touchdown for Texas.
I gotta inform you, I'm using my secret weapon, number 34.
You'll never get past my linebacker.
I can't believe this.
Watch this.
Want some real excitement? Order ABC college football games on pay-per-view in addition to the game on your local ABC station. Check Friday's.
Now he pushes the corner. That's Hudson. Pushes him out of the way, so he loses his outside technique, and he actually beats double coverage to the outside. Here's a look at the catch and the footwork. You can't throw it any better than that.
We've had 47 offensive plays run by the 2 teams so far in this ball game with 11:45 to play. Here's the kickoff. And waiting for it is Ray Caruth. 4 yards deep in the end zone, and he's coming out. He only gets it to the 17, and he's lucky to get it that far. Monday night, AFC Central matchup between the Houston Oilers, who are sorely in need of a win, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's live at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific here on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Those 2 folks don't like each other, as I recall.
No, they don't. I was surprised, really, though. Pittsburgh went into Seattle. Was it in Seattle or was it in Pittsburgh? But they got beat pretty hard. Seahawks beat them up pretty good.
Pittsburgh hasn't arrived yet. They'll be there.
First down, ball at the 17-yard line as Stewart steps back on first down and looks at Westbrook. He's covered, goes to Faria, the tight end, and he'll pick up yardage to the 26-yard line. So that's about a 9-yard pickup for the tight end.
So look at Rick Neuheisel, who has really helped the passing game of the Buffaloes. Not only has he helped Cordell Stewart, but they've done some things this year that they haven't done in the past in the way of side adjustments and little things that the receivers and the quarterbacks allow them to get more wide receivers out in the pattern.
Second down and 1. Dumps it off to Salam. Salam will have the first down and then some. Goes to the 35-yard line. Here's 20.
Keith, earlier you talked about 9 different linebackers having played for Texas. 7 different linebackers have been hurt this year. 7 different starters for this team. And with Jason Reeves in the locker room with a bruise or a patella tendon in his right knee, that's going to hurt the Texas team even more. We have to keep an eye on the linebackers. How long can they go against this very fast and powerful option team for Colorado? Keith?
Yeah, do wear on you.
That is so true. They've been injured in and out for the first 3 games.
Option here goes to Salam. High stepping into the open. It's a foot race. Big guy can haul it. Out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Tajay Allen finally ran him down. And Salam gets up, and the first thing he wants is relief. 59 yards.
88 is Lepsis, the tight end. That's Birdie, number 50. Brackens is going to get tripped up, and there's a gap right there, and that's all he needs. 59 yards later, he's going to be knocked down out of bounds, but this is going to be a track meet.
Here comes Colorado to the attack now with Troutman in at the single back position. Salam resting with 140 yards and 13 carries. Give it to Troutman. He's the freshman from Naples, Florida, and he squirts in there for 3 yards.
So look at Salam. They're kind of thin right now, Keith, in that position. They've got some outstanding freshmen.
They got another one they're going to play today from Port Arthur, Lyndon Henry.
Yep.
Just became eligible. Leon Merritt.
He already has 140 yards today, and he could go well over 200. The only thing that may stop him is his, he gets his stamina.
Is Troutman touchdown? They're right. He does look like the enemy.
Well, behind that offensive line, you would too.
No, I'm too big a target. They don't give you time to waddle.
I tell you, the mark of a great team is when you get behind, you come right back and score.
Oskarichian for the extra point try with Blake Anderson to hold it, and Matt Lepsis, the tight end, will snap it. Colorado using 1 minute and 35 seconds to go the 83 yards for the touchdown. The point is good. Buffaloes are back to the lead by a score of 14-10 with 10:10 to play in the first half. A number of the Texas football players participate in a mentor program here in the city of Austin. Wide receiver Lavelle Pinckney, linebackers Wade Hallman and Robert Reed off yesterday visiting Austin school children, talking to them about the values of going to school, staying in school, hitting the books, and growing up to be productive citizens.
Robert Reed, Keith, in fact, has been named to the College Football Association's Good Works teams. He's not only involved with the mentor program, but works twice weekly at the Texas School for the Blind. So some youngsters doing some good in the community.
It'll be Slevin kicking off for the Buffaloes, and Curtis Jackson is the deep man for the Texas Longhorns. 14-10 now. Colorado back on top. That's going to hook out of bounds. So the Horns can have it up on the 35. In case you feel like something is missing from the game today, well, Smokey the Cannon has been quiet. It has been quieted because the Cowboys organization, a student service group, are being penalized for hazing. They are suspended from firing the cannon at home games for the first 3. So Smokey today is quiet for the first time in about 4 decades. Wasn't easy, though.
I knew we'd hear about that, but I'm still wondering about that chicken coop and a wallet.
Roderick Walker is in the backfield at tailback. And Shea Morens will go down in the grasp of Mike Forney. At the conclusion of today's game, genuine Chevrolet Most Valuable Player will be chosen from each team. 24th year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program. That $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each university. Second down, 10. Ball is on the Texas 35. Inside backers show blitz. Looks like Shannon Clavel might have gotten a running start, or the man on his side may have moved. Joe Phillips, the tackle, was in front of him. Let's see.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
It's the offensive tackle that moved first.
Boilermakers are rolling.
Where are they? Fourth quarter? Look at that. Lord of mercy. Boilermakers win.
Jim Coletto's bringing them back.
Glad you're on a different plane going home.
I hope I'm on a plane.
Second down and 15 as the ball comes back to the 30. Trying to set it up down the middle, through on the move, and did not deliver the ball to his man who was open. Quentin Wallace was wide open down the middle, but Morens didn't get enough on it.
The white shirt there, number 92, is Shannon Clavel. That's why he threw it off of his back foot, because Clavel just got inside the pocket. See, nobody ever sees that. All they see is the ball going down the field is a bad throw, but Shea Morens' stats aren't bad, but he better get himself some fluids on the sideline at halftime, because he's been working pretty hard out there.
Let that quarterback soliloquy go there for a while. Here's the pressure, trying to get away from it. Can't do it. It is Holland, Darius Holland, from Las Cruces, New Mexico. Loss is all the way back to the 20.
He's working against Bustamante. Remember right there, 93. Bustamante 74 just got pushed back, and Holland makes the sack.
So the Longhorn offense takes a whipping on that one, and they got to punt it away now. Last time the ball was snapped over the punter's head. Wayne Bosick. Good snap this time. Good kick. And all the way back to the 29 goes Chris Hudson. He's awfully good.
Almost.
16-yard return to the 45. Make it a 15-yard return to the 44 after a 50-yard punt and 8:07 to go in the first half. Colorado owns the football. First down, just short of the 45-yard line. 8:07 to play in the first half. Buffaloes lead 14-10. And look out in this possession for number 81 in white. He has not seen the ball yet. He's due. Michael Westbrook. Either one of them, either Westbrook or Caruth, goes underneath, trying to drop the ball over the line of scrimmage to Salam and get him up against the linebacker, but the ball was too high.
Here's a look at what the Buffaloes have done the first 3 times. They've really moved it every time. 10 plays and missed a field goal, 12 plays and a touchdown, and then 5 plays and a touchdown. They seem to be moving very fluidly, very easily, Keith, whereas Texas offensively is struggling for everything that they can get.
Salam is back in at the single back. Stewart going down the pipe. Had his man, too. Bad pass. Maybe pressure got him, but Westbrook was breaking free. I mean, that had 6 all over it.
Westbrook is at the top left of your screen.
And he's a big guy, remember?
Yeah, I think that ball, the other safety came in. If he should have thrown that ball up and over. There was a problem between the receiver and the quarterback. They were on different pages. Stewart expected him to hook. Westbrook wanted to keep going.
Well, he saw that end zone and saw those guys headed toward each other. Pressure coming. Stewart steps away from it. Now he's got Caruth open. Throws. He's got it. Penalty flag behind him. He's in the end zone, but hold it. Let's not celebrate yet. There's a penalty flag back up on the 38-yard line, and it's going to come back.
Ray's not too happy. Says that was a big touchdown for me. It's called back. McCartney had 9 or 10 penalties last week.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, 3rd down.
One of the things you cannot do is stop yourself, and with penalties or turnovers or whatever. Last week, 9 or 10 penalties, 4 turnovers for McCartney's Buffaloes.
So it's spot of the foul call on holding. So it's a 15-yard penalty. Wipes out the touchdown at 7:47 to go in the first half. 14-10. Colorado's ball. 3rd down and 26. Set up a screen. Westbrook. Penalty flag. You may have a blocking in the back or illegal use of hands against Colorado on that play. So Buddy Alexander and his folks were not too busy for about 12 minutes of the ball game, but since then they've had to go back to get a second supply of flags.
Holding on the offense. Face mask on the defense. The penalty's offset. We replay 3rd down.
Replay the down.
Here's the Bowl Coalition top 25 and how they stand, what they're doing today. Michigan, number 7, is losing. Alabama will play later. A&M is now losing. Virginia Tech is on the short side. Wisconsin lost at Michigan State.
Well, it's, this is that dangerous weekend, the 4th and 5th weekend of the season. It always is a tough time. Ball is handed to Salam, and they hit him in volleys that time. So Colorado, making mistakes, loses a touchdown, and now they'll have to punt the ball away.
Well, the reason for a conservative call there is that they just didn't want to turn the ball over.
Andy Mitchell is in to punt for Colorado. His grandfather is Dale Mitchell. Remember Dale? Outfielder. Played in Cleveland.
No.
Well, young whippersnappers. Ball is spun off the right side. It's a shank, goes out of bounds. So not a very good punt for Andy. It'll be Texas ball at the 44-yard line. A 25-yard punt for Andy Mitchell, and so Texas gets the ball back at 6:56 to play in the first half.
And if you didn't see your team in that bowl coalition, these are the ones that are idle. Next week, Florida State has Miami. Kansas State having a good year. Later on today, Arizona against Oregon State, Alabama, Colorado State at 4-0. Sonny Lubick doing a nice job.
Lavelle Pinckney is the wide man. You don't see him in that picture. He's flanked out of it. Ball is handed off. They try to run it up the middle. There's a lick behind the line of scrimmage applied by Shannon Clavell, and it staggers Roderick Walker, and he will pick up a couple of yards.
Again, the Buffaloes using a version of the 46 defense, which is 8 men at the line of scrimmage. Very tough to run against. And if the quarterbacks see that play, Morenz is going to have to check out of it. They're just going to have to check to another play if you see that defense.
Texas has 24 yards rushing so far in this first half. Salam has 142 of his own. Back is Morenz to look and throw. Underneath. Intercepted. Intercepted by Mike Phillips. The pass was off target. Colorado man coming up, number 97 on the outside, gets the deflected ball, and so all of a sudden the opportunity blows up in the hands of the Horns.
It's going to be coming across the field right at us. He's trying to get this ball to Pinckney on a little shallow crossing route. Pinckney doesn't really make a big effort to catch the ball. The ball is a little bit behind him, but knocks it up in the air, and the Buffaloes take over. But all right, that's Pinckney not really going after the ball with as much zest as I would like him to go after.
Ball is on the Colorado 40, the Texas 40, first down for Colorado, and this is Salam popping through the big hole on the left side and out of bounds down at the 21-yard line. Bryant Westbrook knocked him out. Here's Swanee.
Keith, you were talking about the big play. There was big news all over Boulder in the country. We wonder what kind of game Colorado would play. Well, take a look at the headlines they saw all week long. It didn't bother them. They were playing a very good football game this afternoon. As a matter of fact, Bill McCartney had the team look at the play twice on Monday. He says, now that's it. We play Texas this weekend. Keith?
Yeah, but everybody kept coming to town. Kept bothering them all week. Sort of a bothersome week for the coaching staff. But they're doing all right. They lead 14-10.
Seem to be recovered. Yep.
Salam looking around, and with a little help from his friends, goes from the 21 down to the 14. So he picked up 7 yards on sort of a searching run. That's 169 yards. His career high is 184.
He's averaging 135 yards per game through his first 3 games this year is Salam.
Second down 3 from the Longhorn 14. Salam again. There's the first down. First and goal, Colorado at the Texas 7-yard line. Blistering hot day in Austin.
There's a look at Westbrook, number 81, and we talk about what a great receiver is. He caught 6 or 7 balls last week, but he hasn't caught a pass today. And the Buffaloes don't seem to need him. I mean, they're just moving that offensive line in the running game or taking care of business.
Troutman is the deep back. Pass to Westbrook, incomplete. So Stewart tried to drill him for the touchdown, and he couldn't come up with it as Taji Allen defended on the play for the Horns, number 2.
Well, he knows he's going to run a slant, so he tries to get Allen to open up to the outside where he can then run the route, but That's not good enough against good defensive backs, and Texas has good corners. In fact, Colorado's wide receivers only have 1 reception for 4 yards, and that was Carew.
2nd down and goal from the 7. Troutman, touchdown. Herschel Troutman, 5'8", 185, freshman from Florida, playing in Colorado, scores his 2nd touchdown. And the Buffaloes now trying to make it a 21-10 ball game as we go inside 5 minutes to play in the first half. Oscar Richard for the point. Everything works nicely. 21-10 lead, Colorado over Texas, and the Buffaloes have scored 14 points directly off Texas turnovers.
There's a look from behind the defense. The left guard, that's Irwin, gets a nice block. In fact, the pancaker runs through the safeties. This is what Texas wanted to do. They wanted to force the Buffaloes to run inside, not let them get outside, force them to run inside. But the defense of Texas is just not holding up inside. Problem when you have inside linebackers, Keith, that have been banged up and knocked around, and Texas has. It really has. But Buffalo offensive line is doing a nice job too.
Colorado's next ball game will be at home against Missouri. Then October 15. Well, I guess maybe they play at Missouri. Then October 15 they have Oklahoma. October 22nd Kansas State. And then they go back on the road to Nebraska October 29. Mike Slevin. Vail will kick off. Mike, like the rest of us sitting here, would pay dearly for about an hour and a half sitting on a rock in Vail today. Sure, it's a
little lemonade or something.
Just a little shade. A little time under a live oak would help. Mike's kick. Good height on it. Taken by Curtis Jackson. Back to the 10. To the 26. Halftime, Prudential halftime report. John Saunders scores, highlights from the games around the country. Some surprises. The Hail Mary, in case you've been in Uzbekistan and not heard about it, was the pass that won the game for Colorado at Michigan last week.
And Colorado seems to be recovered from it. Michigan is struggling and losing.
Yeah.
In fact, that
How
Iowa.
badly were they losing?
I don't know. I didn't see it, but I just saw they were losing.
A thing like that can kind of break your heart and damage your will. So on first down, here's Texas. Shay Morin's back, hands the ball away. Here's Roderick Walker. And gets across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. That's a pickup of 5 yards for the senior from Irving. Clock is running at 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the first half. 21-10, Colorado has the lead.
Tackle there, 78, Keith Brockermeyer. He's making his 27th start. He gets a nice block there on Russell, 16. That's the inside linebacker. And that's what's helped get the running back around the end. The linebacker didn't get out there to stop him.
Big old Blake is 6'5" and even 300 pounds. Walker trying to come up the middle. Doesn't get a whole lot out of it.
It's getting hot now. Those offensive and defensive linemen down there in the pit doing a little pushing and shoving.
Getting a little surly, aren't they? Frankie.
Need to go in and cool off a little bit.
Well, the umpire has left the game for a moment, I'm told, because of the heat. Jerry Marlar and the side judge has moved up into that umpire position. So they're working right now with 6.
He's not in the normal position. He's back pretty far.
3rd down and 3. There's a lot of traffic there if you're not used to it. That ball is dropped. by Curtis Jackson. And Shea Marin's paddled forward a little bit because big old Darius Holland was in there boxing his ears. And some of you will see Notre Dame. Let's see, Michigan now has the lead over Iowa 10-7. So the Wolverines starting to come around a bit, heal their wounds. Chris Hudson is waiting for this punt. First one from Dwayne Bassick was a 50-yarder. Hudson brought it back 15. High kick. Kind of looking up in the sun. That's pretty good coverage by Texas. And a penalty flag goes down. I think you got a Colorado man who hit somebody in the back below the waist. He wound up losing 3 yards on his return as he was struggling to find some friendly folk on the far side of the field. Clipping.
Here's a look at the Big 8 today. Nebraska, after a slow start, seems to be in control.
West Virginia getting the win. Boy, tough times right now for Old Mizzou, huh? Tough way for Larry Smith to begin. Penalty moves the football back to the 10-yard line, where it is first down and 10 with an even 3 minutes to play in the first half. Pace of the game is slowed down considerably.
And the crowd has quieted a lot too.
Now down 21-10. Now they try to get into it a bit as Colorado goes to the offense, and this is Troutman carrying the ball, and fresh legs sometimes can really do things for you. That's a first down.
Here's a look at what's happening in the Southwest Conference. Texas A&M having some trouble with Tech. Baylor winning big.
Well, they don't give him the first down. They rule him down before he bounced across the 20. It was just short of the 20.
The Colorado offensive line is just starting to dominate, Keith.
That's the first one. That Troutman whacks in there pretty well, doesn't he?
He does, but there was something he missed.
A big hole in the middle.
He missed the right. Here's Troutman here. He's going to go this way, but if he would have went and cut back over here, look at the gaping hole that's going to open up. Right there, Naioli 65. There's a huge hole right in here. That's a freshman. A few more carries and he'll start seeing those things.
From the 23-yard line, Cordell Stewart bounces the ball in front of Ray Caruth. Stewart not sharp today.
Well, he hasn't had to be, Keith. They've rushed for over 214 yards. They've only passed for 43, but you know, if you're really not needed, if your running game is going so well, you kind of say, well, you know why? I don't need to do this. But don't tell the wide receivers that. They want to catch balls every week.
Salam is only 8 yards off his career high right now, first half. At 1:56 to play, they run the ball with Troutman carrying. On the other side of the ledger, however, the Texas Longhorns have been able to generate only 31 yards on the ground. Horns have called the time with 1:46 to play and trailing the Colorado Buffaloes 21-10.
Makovic took that timeout, playing the percentages. It's 3rd and about 9. Good field position for Texas. If they can stop them here, they may get the ball back in good position.
3rd down and 8 from the 24. Option outside. They got him. That's the way you defend an option. So the Horns will spend another timeout, stopping the clock at 1:34 to go in the first half, and Colorado now will have to punt. The most popular piece of equipment on the sidelines today is the ice pack. I don't know whether he's bunged up a bit or whether just trying to cool him. But when you're trying to get cool, that's the first place you want to start on a hot day like this. Curtis Jackson is waiting for Andy Mitchell's punt, and this is far superior to the last one. It runs Jackson all the way back to the 27-yard line on a fair catch, and there Texas will have the ball. It was a 53-yard punt. So redemption is had for Andy Mitchell. Nebraska is what, 35-32? My goodness, look at that.
Quarterback seems to be playing well. What's wrong with the Nebraska defense?
Tommy Frazier is not part of the Nebraska offense, laid up with a blood clot in his leg, but we're told that he's going to be cleared to go back to practice next week.
Tommy Frazier doesn't play defense, though, does he?
No, he doesn't play defense, no. So let's start at the 27. Make it a first down for Texas. They will operate out of the shotgun. Shea Morris. Pass is away. Pass is good to Walker out of the backfield. Ease to the 30, and that's not much. 3 yards. They got one timeout remaining. The ball is going to be put right about the 30-yard line. Clock is running. Minute coming up right now. Ball just barely got back to Moran. You got a holding call coming up on Texas. All of the drama of this possession, I think, just disappeared right there. The referee called it. So from the spot of the foul, 13-yard penalty approximately, with 54 seconds to play in the first half. And the Horns were pretty well shut down by Colorado in the second quarter. Horns actually hurt themselves because 2 turnovers directly led to 14 Colorado points.
And as Makovic knows, the Buffaloes don't need any help. They're the 6th highest scoring team in the country are the Buffaloes, averaging 43 points a game, but you don't need their help.
Pinckney is the man toward the bottom of your picture. Mix up along the line of scrimmage. 40 seconds to go in the first half. Texas moving. Penalty against the Horns.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
Crowd of 77,000 plus, very quiet.
Now you have to be careful if you're Makovic's team, the Longhorns. You're backed up in your own territory. You called timeouts when the Buffaloes had the ball so you could get the ball, get possession of it. Now if you turn it over, it could go for points against you. So you better be careful when you're into the field.
Try to run a little delay up the middle. Nothing there as Juan Kemp had the ball and gets wrapped up in a hurry. Clock is rolling along now, and
Jones just came inside on that blitz, Keith, and that's going to be it.
Time runs out in the first half as Texas comes up to the ball. It's gone. It's over. They head for a cold drink of water in the clubhouse after the first half of play. It's Colorado 21 and Texas 10.
CFA College Football on ABC Sports, brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
It's the ball down to the 1 where Driscoll would take it in. 7-3, Iowa had the lead. But Tyrone Wheatley back last week and back punishing people this week to the end zone for the touchdown. Michigan led at 10-7. They've added a field goal. 13-7 is the score at halftime. Notre Dame, Ron Paulus has 3 touchdown passes in the game. 34-3 now. Stanford cannot stop anyone, and they're having problems scoring themselves as well. Texas Tech, plenty for Texas A&M to handle on this day. 23-17 is the score now. Marcus Coleman had a 17-yard interception return for a touchdown. Rodney Thomas over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game as A&M looks to remain undefeated. Washington against UCLA. Bjorn Merton has a 44-yard field goal for the Bruins, but he's also missed 3. 10-3 is the score as a result. Syracuse trying to knock Virginia Tech from the ranks of the unbeaten. 14-9 is the score at halftime. Kirby Dardar, 2 touchdown runs, 6 yards and 2 yards as well. Tennessee against Washington State. Washington State has not given up a rushing touchdown this year. At halftime, they still have it 6-0 the score there. Ohio State against Northwestern. The Buckeyes having their problems with the Wildcats. The Wildcats actually scored first in this game. Ohio State came back to take the lead. Bobby Hoying with a 13-yard touchdown pass to Joey Galloway. But Tim Hughes, 5-yard touchdown pass to Dave Beasley. Dennis Lundy was stopped on the draw going for 2 points. Northwestern is within 2. North Carolina leading SMU, or rather SMU has now taken the lead. Chris James on a 2-yard touchdown run to make it 24-21 in a game North Carolina led 21-3. Oklahoma all over Iowa State. 34-6 is the final. James Allen had 2 touchdown runs, 36 yards and 3 yards. In the ACC, Georgia Tech against NC State. 14-10, NC State has taken the lead. Terry Harvey calling out the signals. First time since he fractured his cheekbone September the 10th. Harvey is intercepted here by Nathan Perryman. Donnie Davis goes on a 2-yard quarterback sneak. He was in for Tommy Luganville, who was sitting out this series. NC State has just scored, however. Carlos King on a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 14-10. King has just added another touchdown run. NC State pumping up their lead. The Fighting Illini, a team in the top 25, but Purdue beats them 22-16. Corey Rogers, 2 touchdown runs from 1 yard and 7 yards. How about Duke and the Blue Devils? 5-0 on the season, their best start since 1988 as they beat Navy today 47-14. Spence Fisher, 23 of 27. 286 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 touchdown run. Robert Baldwin, 24 carries, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And as I mentioned, it's worth mentioning again, their best start since 1988. In the Big Ten, Minnesota against Indiana, 25-14. The Hoosiers get the victory in this game. Scott Eckers on an interception by Reggie Bryant. It was returned 80 yards for the touchdown. That made it 19-14. Indiana goes on to the 25-14 win. Here we are looking at the highlight now, just coming up a little late as he rumbles down the sidelines. The Hoosiers, who had struggled at times this year, pull off the victory. John Pacey also had a 1-yard touchdown run. The Hoosiers win it 25-14. We'll continue with more of the Prudential Halftime Report in just a moment. But first, here's a look at some more scores as we listen to the Texas band. The Western Michigan Broncos are 5-0 for the first time since 1941. UMass beats Rhode Island. Renee Ngola, 313 yards. That's a school and a Yankee Conference record. And BU loses for the first time in 17 games.
Of the versatility of the team, the offense.
Well, that's the offensive line. They're saying, well, Cordell, we don't need you this week. You played last week. You won that game for us. Let's let Salam and the offensive line do it. And the offensive line has taken control of this game. It is a battle for the trenches. It's the running game, and it's a hot day. And they're taking over the game. The running game, they've run 225 yards rushing to only about 43 yards passing for Colorado, and that's been the story.
Very quickly, let's look at some of the highlights, and I think as we go through the highlights, you can discern how the Colorado offensive front began to assert itself. Texas out to a 3-0 lead, but then Salam runs it in from 6 yards. It becomes 7-3 Colorado at that point. Texas came bounding back to make a 10-7 lead out of it. But then Troutman runs it. Here's the Pinckney touchdown here to make it 10-7 with Texas. This had the home folks up shouting pretty good, but then it started to get quiet at Memorial Stadium as Troutman, the freshman from Florida, showed up with a 3-yard run for a touchdown, 14-10 Colorado, and then Troutman right back at 21-10, and we're ready with the second half of play as Colorado comes up the field with Ray Caruth carrying the kickoff, and he gets good field position on the return up to about the 28-yard line. And so we start the second half of play with Cordell Stewart, who has not been particularly scintillating in the first half, but as Bob said, he hasn't had to be.
Here's a look at the first half numbers. Look for Colorado on the left side. Rushing yards 225 and only 43 yards passing. The key, the turnovers for Texas, they had 2, and the Buffaloes converted those 2 turnovers into touchdowns.
Rashaan Salam now, who's about to pass his career high in this ball game as he carries to the left side and picks up 3 yards. He has 174 yards in the 180 yards now, we're told by the official scoring. 180 yards. He needs 5 more to go past his personal best.
Colorado had 6 possessions. They scored 3 touchdowns and missed a field goal on their first effort.
It is 2nd down and 7. Ball is resting on the 31. Salam to the 35.
Colorado in the first half, the offensive leader. Stewart 5 of 11 throwing, only 43 yards. No big deal. They don't need him yet. Salam 176 yards and a touchdown. Troutman had 2 touchdowns, and Fourier led the receivers with 2 for 24 yards.
Third and 3 for the Buffaloes. It's coming. He steps away from it and picks up a first down. Penalty flag. Penalty flag at about the 47-yard line. Dwight Kirkpatrick, 45, had him in his sights and was ready to let him have the full musket load. He just stepped away from him and took off.
I mean, that was a sack. How do you stop that? How do you miss that? Somebody went down the side. That's Makovic on the sideline. He got hit. At the very end of the play, he got run into, and he got hit good. It's a very hot day. They just got out of the halftime. So he's had some fluid, so he's probably feeling all right, pretty good, but not before this hit. Now watch this hit. Kirkpatrick is a true freshman who is playing because of the injury earlier in the game to Reeves. Stewart just showing out great athletic ability. Now watch it right on the left side. Makovic right there sees 2 defensive men just plow over him.
Really decked him. Looks like he's all right. Troutman is in the backfield now for Colorado, and the option goes the other way. It's a bad pitch and goes out of bounds, fortunately for the Buffaloes, because it was not a good pitch. Stewart was hit about the time he tried to deliver the ball to Troutman. Now, how about John Makovic? Is he up and about?
Like
gingerly. That's not a nice thing to happen on your 51st birthday.
He's a quarterback too. He's not getting used to getting blindsided like I usually like to see it coming, but that's as good as any shot he ever got playing quarterback, I'll guarantee you.
Salam is back in. And here comes your reverse with Westbrook. Dropped it and now tries to go back and cover it. So So it's the second effort, and that pig is greasy in hot weather. So it slips out of his hands. Your forearm gets wet from the sweat, and the ball gets wet, and it's hard to hang on sometimes.
And the players, Keith, are feeling a little bit better now since they've just come out from halftime. They've got some gas in their tanks. They're refreshed. They're cooled down, and the play has been a little bit more inspired. There's more quickness in the first series here.
Third down and 16 from the 33 now for the Buffaloes. Stewart was looking for Westbrook and couldn't find him. And he won't have the first down. Pretty good pickup and run there by Cordell Stewart, but he's well short of the first down, and the Buffaloes now have to punt it. Now Colorado, they didn't do much last week at Michigan in the third quarter either. That's when Michigan got back in the ball game and took the lead.
That's right.
Andy Mitchell, on his last punt, had his career best at 53 yards, and he's kicking it to Curtis Jackson of Texas. Pretty good kick there. Jackson circles at the 9, steps away from 1, from 2, and fights his way up to about the 18 and 19-yard line. So the Longhorns will have their first possession of the second half in a moment. On their own 19-yard line. First down, Colorado leading third quarter 21-10. Walker and Kemp lined up in the backfield. And Shea Morins throwing for the Horns. Over the middle, dropped. Eric Jackson dropped it.
Should have had it. The first half, they had the possession of the ball 7 times. They turned it over twice. Both those turnovers resulted in touchdowns. They scored on their third possession and 12 plays for a touchdown.
And it's clearly obvious that Texas is going to have to stay in the air. They ran for 3 yards in the second quarter against the Colorado defense.
Receivers have got to be able to start catching the balls, Keith, even if they aren't right on target. They're close enough to be caught.
Pinckney down the middle, throws it toward him. It should be intercepted and finally is dropped. Ball was possessed and dropped, and they're still fighting for it, and Colorado will have it, but it's all the way back at the 47-yard line, and the original interception had the ball down around the 35, and so the Longhorns turn it over again. Threw that one into a crowd.
Well, he did, and he's going to roll out. He's going to be outside the pocket. He's going to have clear vision. He's looking back. He throws on the run. He could have pulled up. Any one of 4 white-shirted guys could have caught that ball. He was trying to get it to Pinckney, number 80. I don't know who exactly ended up with the interception.
Put it on the 48-yard line. It was Ruska who got it. And give it a salam. Pick up the 3 yards. Ball rolled around again, didn't it? Or is it a helmet? No, Texas has it. Tremaine Brown, inside linebacker, I believe, is the man that came away with the ball. At least that's the man Todd Berry picks out. He's mostly right. So it's an exchange of turnovers here in a sloppy third quarter.
Well, the linebacker, number 34, Brown, is just going to really ring his bell right there. The ball pops out, and Texas gets a big break.
From their 47, first down. Now picking his way in amongst the traffic. Amongst the trees is Walker. and will pick up 3 yards to the 50.
Let's go back to first half. The leaders for Texas. Morenz was 11 of 20, 132 and a touchdown and interception. Walker led the rushers with 32 yards. Pinckney and Fitzgerald, the leading receivers. Pinckney had the 1 touchdown.
Passes away for Pinckney. Incomplete. You want to know how big he is? He's 6'5", 245 pounds, defended well by Dalton Simmons on that play. Has good speed. Now here's Lynn Swann, who was the great wide receiver with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a great collegiate player at Southern California. Now there's a difference in the size of these people. And Swanee Cheaton, he's got a Coke box or something to stand on. Now look at the size of the hand.
Look at Swanee's hand there, just disappearing. Those big hands of Pinckney didn't help him catch that ball. It went right through his hand that time. He should have made that play.
Will has a lot to do with things, and that little guy you were looking at a while ago has a lot of it. Ball is down at the 32-yard line. A great catch by Curtis Jackson for a first down. So finally, Shea Morenz finds somebody who'll catch a ball.
Somebody who'll make a play. You know, Morenz is not throwing the ball that poorly. He's throwing a bad pass that had that interception. But some of these balls are just a little behind him or a little high. You've got to make the plays. You may not take him in stride and keep going. But that time, Jackson, who was a former running back, makes the big play.
First and 10, Colorado 32, 21-10, Buffalo's lead. Morenz throws, pass is caught. It's a pretty good lick right there on Juan Kemp. Again, let's go to John Saunders, as it's been a day of surprises. John?
Well, Keith, Washington probably looking back on that early season loss and looking at a team that could be undefeated. Napoleon Kaufman here off to the races from his own 20, 79 yards before they finally catch him at the 1. It led to a field goal. Kaufman 18 carries, 160 yards already, 20-3. Keith.
Well, I tell you what, if that kid's not a Heisman candidate, I'm not talking. Maybe the leading Heisman candidate. That's a first down as Juan Kemp floats up the middle. And the Longhorns now wake up the home crowd. It was a sellout, and they've been pretty quiet for more than a quarter. First down at the Colorado 18. Most athletic contests are played in surges. Right now, it may be Texas' chance to surge. Time call. Longhorns may have hurt themselves. They had to call the time, and it comes at 9:02 to play in the third quarter. Down on the Colorado 18 now after Texas spent the timeout. CFA College Football on ABC Sports, being brought to you by Chevrolet. Cars and trucks 36 million people depend on every day. Genuine Chevrolet. And Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Let's see if we've got the same kind of thing going here in Texas we had last week in Michigan. Morenz back to throw. Gets it off to the corner. Pinckney has it slapped out of his hands by Ruska, number 15. That sophomore gets around in that secondary, doesn't he?
They lined him up almost as a tight end. They had 2 receivers to the wide side opposite him, and they lined him up right there as a tight end. He gets by Simmons. Now all he's got to beat is Razga, number 15. Razga just going to make a nice play on this ball. There's been some balls he could have caught. That's one that maybe he shouldn't have caught because of the defensive back play. But
second and 10. Try the run. Walker will go to the 11-yard line. Pick up on the play of about 7.5 or 8 yards. And so they'll be looking at third down and about 3.
problem with the shoulder pad, getting it back under. The problem with that is they make these jerseys that are so tight now, so the offensive lineman can't grab a hold of them. Here's a look at the defensive coordinator, Hankwitz. He's got a sweater on, and you know, defensive guys are a little different anyway.
Come on. They try to run it, nothing doing. Colorado stuffs it. Juan Kemp given the ball, and number 16, Matt Russell, just jumped all over it. I mean, there was nothing. They didn't budge that inner 5 1 ounce. And Texas now will come in for the field goal try. Trailing 21-10. Bill Dawson had a 45-yarder to open the scoring in the ball game back in the first quarter.
Makovic was saying yesterday he really likes this kid too. He said he's going to be a great kicker.
They've had some good ones here. High and down the middle. With 7:33 to play, it is 21-13 Colorado. That is statuesque patience of a grand animal putting up with man's foibles.
Looks like he's looking right at you, Keith, and says, yeah, you're right.
He understands what I'm saying. They at least could bring me a small bale of hay.
Can't eat dead grass, can he?
Bebo. These two schools have two of the biggest mascots in the country. Bebo, of course, and of course Ralphie, the Buffalo, and she's a whopper. Here's the kick. To Caruth, the yard deep in the end zone. Look out, this fella can fly. And they cut him off at the pass, right about the 19-yard line. Eric Jackson makes the tackle. And prime time tomorrow night on ABC, an hour of family fun with America's funniest home videos, and on our own, followed by Lewis and Clark, and then Tracy Gold stars in a world premiere movie based on the true story of a family struggle with anorexia. For the Love of Nancy. We'll take a full box for that one tomorrow night on ABC. All right, 7:26 to go in the third quarter. It is a 21-13 ball game. Colorado has not done much so far in the third quarter. Salam is the single back, double wide, bottom of the picture. Ball given to Salam. Longhorns swarming. Penalty flag is thrown by the referee. And that could mean one of two things: face mask or holding. It's holding. So the Buffaloes continue their futility in the third quarter.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Buffs have been penalized 7 times for 80 yards in the ball game.
So look at the nose tackle for the Longhorns. That's
Chris Akins.
Akins, Atkins. But he is a true freshman. He came in weighing about 345, and he says, if you want me to lose weight, I will. And he has. He's gotten down to about 308. He's about 6'1", 308, and you don't think he's got great leverage for a nose tackle. They've got 2 nose tackles that weigh over 300 pounds that really can control the center.
Well, this fella's a power weightlifter, isn't he?
Yes, he is the 2-time Texas State champ.
Oh. I think I'm going to go down and get acquainted with him. He'd be a nice man to know. Blake Anderson's in the lineup now for Colorado, number 5 at a wide receiver position. Back goes Cordell Stewart, has some time, throws short underneath, ball slapped loose. Texas has it. shirt in the third quarter.
Turnovers will kill you. That's why you hear coaches talk about it all the time. This is a pass downfield. Salam, number 19, is just going to check around. He's going to have a nice opening to throw the ball to him. He may have never had possession of it, but it certainly was coming loose when he got hit. And Texas with a big turnover.
At the 17. I think Mac was yelling. Bill McCartney was yelling about it. That he didn't feel he had possession either.
Some problem with the ball. The center probably came up and said it was some moisture on it. Sometimes a defensive player will come by and either hang over and let his sweat drop down on the ball or spit on it or something. But take another look at that last play. If he didn't have possession of it long.
First down to the 17. Shea Moritz back to throw. Pressure's on. Throws the ball. Bounces on the ground. Referee throws a flag. Shannon Clavell is the big Buffalo in there. Face mask call against Clavell. He slaps his chest and says, I got him, and it's my fault, guys. I'm sorry. Because he had a big play.
Colorado, Keith, and you mentioned it, did the same thing last week against Michigan. They're almost self-destructing. They come out in the third quarter, and the penalties are what doing it for them. Penalties and turnovers.
First down.
Well, privately, the Buffaloes were not happy with the flags that went against them up in Ann Arbor, Michigan last week. And I guarantee you they're not happy right now in Austin, Texas either. 6 minutes and 47 seconds to play in the third quarter, 21-13, and the Horns trying to change that picture on the scoreboard as the ball is marked down. First and goal at the 8-yard line.
You just can't do that. You just cannot burn timeouts, especially after a penalty like that.
Strike quick. I mean, get them while they're on their heels. But they don't do it. Next Saturday, ABC Sports offers doubleheader. First at 12 noon, one at 11 Central. You'll have the rematch between Notre Dame and Boston College. You'll have Clemson taking on Georgia down south. And then the second game in the doubleheader will be from among these: Texas, Oklahoma, Auburn, Mississippi State, Big Ten and Pac-10 games. Check your local listings. Call your cable operator in your region for any pay-per-view games that might be available in your area. Look at this. Stand by. Here comes the score. Look at that.
Purdue's on a roll. This is a big score right here. They may win the Big Ten championship right. Look out, Michigan and Penn State and Wisconsin and all you guys. Purdue is back. I gotta get my hat out again.
Yeah, we gotta wear that hat again.
Yeah, I get my hat out.
Go back to home. Get a road map so you don't get lost in this. All right, here comes Texas finally with first down at the Colorado 8-yard line. Pinckney and Jackson are wide left. They run it. Oh, no, you won't.
Colorado is just too tough in the offensive and defensive lines.
Clavell, Holland on the bottom, and number 16, Matt Russell on top.
They're dominating the line of scrimmage. This defensive line, the front three that you mentioned, Keith, Clavell, Hicks, and Holland especially, you know, collectively may be the best group in the country. I mean, they just cause havoc. There's Hicks, 94.
All right, to come up on second down, it was a loss of 1.5 yards on the play. The ball is now back at the 10. Shea Moritz back to throw, looks into the end zone, throws under, goes to Pinckney, touchdown. And Texas will go for 2.
Pinckney's lined up wide. Watch as he's just going to bump into the receiver and pushes off a little bit and then runs a little slant into the inside. And he is just so big, 245 pounds. Nice throw by Marins.
Going for 2.
2 to tie.
2 to tie. Oh, somebody left too soon. Somebody left too soon. It's against Texas.
You still go for 2, even though it's a 5-yard penalty, Keith.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
Here's a look. A lot of teams have charts similar to this. May not be exactly the same, but if you're behind by 2, let's go there to behind by 2, you go for 2 points. The reason being that if you don't make it, you still have to kick a field goal to go ahead, and if you do make 2, obviously you get a tie game.
Got a man. Good. Eric Jackson.
The mobility of the quarterback, Marins, allowed that to happen. Here's a look at Jackson over here. He's supposed to run a route. Initially, the quarterback is looking over here, but as he scrambles this way, Jackson is going to go back to the right, and this is what happens when you have a quarterback that can make things happen just by some time. He wants to throw it to the left. Now he scrambles to the right. He sees his receiver break with him. The defensive man falls down, and we have a tie game.
And Shea Marins is now 3rd all-time University of Texas passer. He has passed Bobby Lane. Only Peter Gardier and Brett Stafford rank ahead of him in Texas football history. And he's strutting a little bit after that one. I don't blame him. So the Buffaloes kind of doze off again in the 3rd quarter.
It's a good way to put it, Keith. They've played well. In the first half, if Texas did something, Colorado would come back immediately and do something. But Texas has kind of struggled. But now that they're back in the game, let's see what Colorado can do offensively.
James Kidd and Troutman, the tailback. Herschel Troutman are the deep people. Troutman is 26, Kidd is 2. Big kick here. Coming with it. It's Troutman. Well, the young freshman got a pretty good welcome at about the 16-yard line.
Now it's time for the leaders on the Colorado team to step forward and make plays and do things. The offensive line, the quarterback. You take a look at this hit by Texas. This Texas team is fired up. The fans are in it. It's going to be doubly tough for the Buffaloes.
That's not a hit, that's a lick.
It's a lick.
Yeah. First down from, call it the 17-yard line for Colorado, and Cordell Stewart runs an option, delivers it to Salam. Old bread and butter play, and Salam bounces off a Texan, keeps on traveling up to the 35 and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And so that may serve to restore a little reality to this thing.
Interesting, the first play that Colorado goes to when they have problems is the option. Look at their 3rd quarter possessions. They punted the first possession, and then the next 2 they fumbled on their first play.
Salam now on 21 carries has 205 yards in the ball game, and that is far and away his career best. Herschel Troutman is back at tailback with 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. A 21-21 ball game. Pass is complete upfield. Caught by Phil Savoy. a redshirt freshman from Washington, D.C., and the heir apparent to the position that Michael Westbrook has dominated during his time at Colorado. Westbrook being a senior.
Savoy missed the game last week. Back home, Westbrook will graduate. They've had some outstanding receivers at Colorado last year. Charles Johnson was the #1 draft choice. Let's see if Colorado gets down to business.
2nd down and 1 at the 46.
It's worth looking all day.
Easily a 1st down as he reaches the Texas 44. The man is truly gifted. He has the faculty of scanning the field, seeing what's there, and then picking his way upfield through the traffic without taking a lot of abuse.
He's a quarterback, Keith. You have these talents.
Lord, help us all.
Describing the quarterback.
44-yard line of Texas, and Salam is back. Here's your option. Salam's got it. This time the Horns get it short of the line of scrimmage at the 45. Tony Brackett. He got the first hit.
98 is Bracken's for Texas. This time they're going to force him to throw the ball a lot quicker than they have been. A little bit different style of defense. Bracken's that time going to the outside for containment. The linebacker's king, number 50, and the other inside linebacker were filling the holes.
The man who is down is Rashaan Salam of Colorado. Oh, would that be a big loss for them? I think he just got hammered. Maybe his bell rung. That's only the 3rd negative play in the ball game for the Buffalo. Gets up a little wobbly.
Well, he's got to be running a little bit low on fuel too. It's get over there and get some fluids in his body and cool down.
Temple kind of giving Penn State a little bit of a hard time too, as you saw that score. Humidity was low though. It's less than 50% now, and that helps. Ball is on the 45-yard line as Herschel Troutman comes into the backfield for Colorado. Cordell Stewart on a good fake keeps the ball, throws to Fourier, and Christian is knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line of Texas. Clock showing 3:38 to play in the 3rd quarter, a 21-21 tie. Texas has come back to tie the game with 11 points in the 3rd quarter, and this is the first offensive movement of any kind by Colorado in the 3rd quarter. Their previous 2 possessions, they fumbled the ball away. 3rd and 5.
Here they come.
Ball is caught by Fourier and good for a 1st down inside the 25-yard line. Right on the 25, actually. And so move the chains again for the Buffaloes.
Stewart was looking for Fourier. You can tell when a quarterback in a pressure situation who his top receiver is to pick up a 1st down. Looking for Fourier the entire way that time. Picked up the 1st down.
Caruth and Westbrook come to the same side, bottom of the picture. James Kidd is there now, not Caruth, number 2. We got them both on the right side of the offensive alignment, and fighting through and getting the hit is number 90, Thomas Baskin for Texas. Big Thomas Baskin, 277-pound senior from Riverside, California, with a big defensive play for Texas.
You haven't seen that too often today. Texas trying to fight back, control a little bit of a line of scrimmage. Number 90 to the right side of your screen. He just slides to the inside. West, number 72, missed the block. They moved the defense just a little.
And Salam is back. So Rashaan is back after being shaken up. Comes into a wide receiver position, giving him 3. He's a good receiver. Pressure's on Stewart. They get him back at the 40. Texas is playing wild, maniacal defense right now, and if they want to have a chance to win this ball game, they're going to have to.
Well, they're blitzing. They're putting pressure on the defensive backs to cover man-to-man. They're the linebackers, Brown and King, both coming, chase him out of the pocket, and that allows him to get the sack. It's tough to blitz a team that has so much speed as Colorado, and especially a Stewart who can break something all the way, but they did it that time and got away with it.
3rd down and 24 now for the Buffs. Coming again, dumps it off to Salam, gets a hole, fumble. Colorado will keep it. Christian Fourier, number 86, covered the fumble.
Colorado has a couple of favorite plays, Keith, and doing them back-to-back. The option is one play, but this play they just ran is the quick screen to both sides when they release the offensive lineman, and they run it very well.
Neil Voskerichian is in for the field goal try. He had a 41-yard try that was low and wide left. This one is a 44-yard try, and it is to break the tie. It is good. And so Colorado breaks the tie, goes into the lead over Texas, 24-21, with 53 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the mark of a good team is that when things are not going your way and you get the ball, you come right back and score. And Voskerichian, who had missed one earlier in the ball game, says, I'm a part of this team too. Let me do my share.
Oh, the Buffaloes again show us a problem with the 3rd quarter. Only 53 seconds to play in the 3rd. Probably going to be a relief for Coach Mack when he finally gets it over.
Mack looked like he's recovered from that wipeout that he had a little bit earlier in the game when 2 of his own defensive backs just kind of knocked him off his feet. He's got the shade on his side of the field, though. That helps. Just get word, Keith, that Caruth, the wide receiver for Colorado, has an ankle and calf bruise. He's on the sideline with his pads off ice. Probably will not return for the game.
Curtis Jackson waiting for Slevin's kickoff now as Colorado leads it 24-21. High, not too deep. 5-yard line. Still coming. Didn't quite get to the 20. Ruska missed him, forgot a piece of him, and then
he's a tough kid, that
spun him
Ruska.
around,
Yeah.
got up and got him the 2nd time and took him down.
He's a starting free safety. He's got a couple of brothers. One of them played safety for Minnesota. Another brother is coming out of high school this year, and they are just outstanding athletes. Ruska is the 2nd leading tackler on the team from the weak safety position.
Put it on the 19-yard line, make it 1st and 10 for Texas. The Buffaloes leading by 3. And Walker's in the backfield. Shea Lawrence rolls it out, throws on the run, passes good to Eric Jackson. Curtis Jackson, 39. We got Eric, number 9, and Curtis, 39. It's Curtis making that catch.
That's a nice call, too, Keith. Get your quarterback outside the pocket. Make those defensive outside linebackers worry about containing and not so much about rushing the quarterback. Move him around. Move him around a little bit. Yeah. John's not calling the plays anymore. He gave that over to Gene Dahlquist, as you mentioned.
And Arlene, the first game that happened, John came home. She said, "What in the world are you doing?" The rhythm was totally wrong. But I didn't do it. This is Walker for the 1st down. Virginia Tech has scored. Details now from John Saunders.
Keith, they trailed the game to Syracuse 14-12, but 1st and 10 at the 38. Ken Oxendine, the guy they call Ox, outruns everybody in the Syracuse backfield and takes it to the end zone. Nice move there. couple of Orangemen tripping over themselves. 2014 as they get the two-point conversion. And Tennessee leading Washington State, just gotten a field goal, 10-9. Keith.
Thank you, John. Back goes Moritz, looking and throws with some protection, and the ball is caught. The receiver is downed after about a 4-yard pickup, and time has run out in the third quarter. So after 3, 24-21, Colorado, and we'll be back after this message and the word from our ABC station.
I gotta inform you, I'm using my secret weapon, number 34.
You got 15 minutes to play. 5th-ranked Colorado leading Texas by a score of 24-21.
Number 80 there is LaVell Pinckney. Now, you see how much bigger than everybody else standing back there he is. He's not a... He is a wide receiver. He's 6'5" and 245. It's unbelievable how big this guy is. I'd like to ask Lynn Swann a minute question about that.
Shea Moritz getting some heat, tries to run away from it. And they bust him up short of the line of scrimmage, a loss of about a yard.
Lenny, I just, it's obvious what the advantages of being big are, tall, 6'5". What are the disadvantages of somebody like that?
Texas quarterback is down and hurt, Shea Moritz. So they really jumped him, and he got caught in a pinch between Clavel, I think it was, and Holland. And he's not getting up. So you got to get a man warmed up in a hurry. That'll be James Brown, a redshirt freshman from Beaumont.
We'll get back to Pinckney and Lenny Swann in a minute. Let's take a look at how this injury occurs.
He got caught in the crunch. Coming around is Johnson, 46. Then the big guys inside, and they high-low it. And that's a pretty good tweaking.
It's either his ankle or his knee that seemed to be twisted down there when one of those linemen fell on it.
Well, he had ligaments torn in his right ankle back as a freshman in 1992. But right now, it looks to me like he just sort of had his bell rung. So we're going to wait a minute for Shea Moritz and see what's with him. Meantime, you go ahead with Swanee and talk about your wide receiver.
Well, I'm just wondering with Pinckney being so tall, obviously on the fade routes and the alley-oops, but any disadvantages, Lynn, of being that big and tall?
Well, I think the disadvantage is you want to use that size quite a bit, and you can't as a wide receiver. And if you're a lineman or a linebacker, he can kind of roll over people. But from the receiver position, he runs the risk of getting too many pass interference calls. The advantage, obviously, is after he gets the ball, he can run over people. He's a great blocker. But when it comes to the finesse aspect of it, it's not necessarily an advantage.
I would think that smaller defensive backs who get into you and jam you and not let you get away if they're as quick as you were.
Yeah, you couldn't reach down and grab the small guy. You just have to kind of run through that shoulder, get to the outside or inside, wherever you want to go. Use your strength that way to get away. But I don't think it's such a great disadvantage at the line of scrimmage, just kind of more or less in his thinking. If he's going to use it all the time, and he'd be in trouble.
All right, here we go as Texas runs the ball in the middle on 3rd down and 6 on the counter back to the left side and don't get their first down. So Dwayne Bussick comes in to punt for the 3rd time. He had one blocked, which doesn't count as a kick. 50 and 45 on his 2 previous successful punts. Chris Hudson is the man waiting for Colorado. That's not bad. Hudson called a fair catch at about the 20-yard line. 41-yard kick. No return. Penalty flag. Penalty flags. I think Colorado is going to get hit with a penalty. Let's see. I don't think it was necessary. In fact, I think it was kind of silly. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
That was it right there.
No excuse for that. Don't need it. First down and 20 coming up for Colorado. There are the quarterbacks. James Brown for Texas getting loose as Shea Moritz tries to walk off the injury. They've got to change back there to make it 1st and 10. If it was a dead ball foul, why wouldn't it be 1st and 20? Here comes Cordell Stewart coming around. Gives the ball to Salam, and he's across the 20 and has the first down at the 21-yard line. Now, the reason, in case you wonder why it's a foul to flip the ball in somebody's face, it falls under the taunting rule. That's what it is. That's what it should be. You don't need that nonsense of taunting people. It's the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life. All this trash talking and all this business, you don't need it.
How do you feel about it, Keith? Tell us.
I feel very strongly.
Really tell us how you feel about it.
First down, ball is up on the 21. Rashaan Salam, tough running back, picks up another first down for the Colorado Buffaloes out at the 32. And here's John Saunders.
Keith, you and Bob were there last week to watch the Wolverines blow a late lead. Well, they're in danger of doing it again. Ryan Driscoll to Scott Slutzker, 11 yards, and Iowa is deep as well again, 22-14.
Right now, it looks like the Colorado Buffaloes are getting their act together again as Rashaan Salam, getting good blocking from the offensive front, has picked up successive first downs. Cordell Stewart's pass is tipped as it crosses the line of scrimmage and soars over the head of an open receiver, Christian Fourier.
Stewart is #1 in the Big 8 in passing. He's #3 in the NCAA in the nation in pass efficiency. He has not had to go to his passing that much here today. The running game has gained over 300 yards. But he's opening up a little bit here in the 4th quarter.
Option, keeps it, and delivers. No gain on the play. Running into the boundary side, there wasn't any room. Bryant Westbrook knocked out Salam. Rashaan now with 228 yards on 25 carries. That's pretty good.
That's not bad, but some of that option yardage he can account for Stewart, Keith, because Cordell goes down the line and really sets him up nicely.
Yes, he does. 3rd and 9. 24-21 ball game, Colorado. Stewart's pass to Westbrook for the first down, and that's his first catch of the day. But as usual, it comes when it is sorely needed, and across the field, you have a penalty flag. It may be coming back, and it is.
And there was the man, Kidd, the wide receiver.
Ineligible downfield.
It wasn't Kidd. It was one of the offensive linemen that was downfield. And no reason for it either, because it was a drop back pass, not a screen or something like that.
Ten flags, 104 yards on the Buffaloes. So now they're backed up at 3rd down and 14, and Phil Savoy has checked into the lineup. A healthy Savoy can fly. I don't know if he's altogether healthy. I know that when he's healthy, he can really move it. Crowd trying to help. Stewart back. Down the middle it goes. It is incomplete. And here's your penalty flag. Westbrook was the intended receiver, and Chris Carter is going to get dinged with interference. 24-21 pass interference, 15-yard penalty, and that is going to be enough for a first down because it was 3rd down and 14.
They went back to the same play, and this is a good call because it was interference.
Interference on the defense. Penalty will be a first down at the spot of the foul.
"12 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Kidd is in at the top of the picture, the wide out, and Westbrook at the bottom. Caruth banged up, not in the ball game right now. Hand it to Salam, and Rashan for 4 yards on the carry. Tackle made by Tony Brackens. Sellout crowd, Austin, Texas Memorial Stadium. University of Texas and Colorado Buffaloes, and the Buffaloes ranked number 5 in the country, leading the Longhorns by a score of 24-21. Keith Jackson, Bob Greasy, Lynn Swan here on ABC Sports. A football rest at the 46-yard line where it is 2nd down and 6 in the possession of Colorado. Ball given to Rashan Salam, who has had a career best rushing day, adding to the total every time he carries the ball, and he is at the 45 now of Texas. Texas made a comeback, spirited comeback, to tie the ball game in the 3rd quarter after trailing 21-10 at halftime. Then Colorado has come back with a field goal from Voskerichian to take the lead. Now the Buffaloes are trying to get some offense going for the first time in the 2nd half. 241 yards for Rashan Salam on 27 carries in the ball game. Cordell Stewart looks around, goes underneath to the running back Salam out of the backfield, and a pickup of about 2 yards. On Monday night here on ABC, a key AFC Central matchup. It's key for the 2 teams involved for sure. Houston Oilers, who have had a dreadful start. Pittsburgh Steelers trying to get their feet planted on the ground and get involved in the chase for the division title. That's at live, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific here on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Pittsburgh does it the old-fashioned way. Defense and their running game, but they haven't had much of a running game yet so far.
It is 2nd down and 8 with Herschel Troutman in at the single back for Colorado. They run the option. Stewart keeping all the way and turns the corner to very near the 35 and very near to another first down for Colorado.
Stewart runs that option a little bit differently when he has the freshman Troutman back there, Keith, than he does when he has Salam. He'll take a few more chances and a few liberties with the experienced Salam. The freshman, he's more likely to hold on to the ball than to pitch it.
It is 3rd and 1 now as the ball is placed on the Texas 36-yard line. Well, Troutman, who's 185 pounds on a 5'8" frame, and once he gets hunkered down and started, he's plenty tough, and he picks up the first down. Now Salam returns. Troutman has scored twice in the ball game from short range for the Buffaloes. This is Salam carrying the ball. And number 50, Tyson Keene, got a piece of him as he went by and tripped him up and held him to a 4-yard gain. Coming up on 9 minutes to play in the ball game. Colorado now trying to grind one out and take a 10-point lead.
A tough 3 weeks for the Buffaloes. 3 weeks ago, they beat Wisconsin at home, then they went up to Michigan last week. They got Texas here, tough opponent, and they're in a fight.
Go to Missouri next week. 11th play in this possession. Cordell Stewart keeps it, throws it high, too high. Michael Westbrook was there on the sidelines, available. Chris Carter defending. Carter was out of the play, really. If Stewart delivers the ball on the numbers, and rolling to his left, he couldn't do it.
This Texas defense is young. They had 6 sophomores that started the game, and since then, one of the Reeves, the outside linebacker, is hurt, and Kirkpatrick, a true freshman, has been in there, so it's a very young Texas defense.
Third and 6. There goes Salam. First down and more for the corner. No, not quite. Boy, when he sees that goal line, it's like a tree falling.
It's just outstanding runner. He's benefited from a great offensive line blocking today, Keith, but he has just been outstanding.
He really hit the ground hard, flat on his back. Hopefully it's just he knocked the wind out of him.
The blocking on the right side, it's going to be West 72. Naoli 65 has his man out of there. The wide receivers are blocking. Poor tackling by Texas. I think that was Allen, and makes the effort to get in and comes down on his rear end.
Yeah, lower back, wasn't it? He's got 29 carries now and 271 yards. Far and away his career best. That, folks, is a big day.
But you got to mention the names of West, Naoli, Stoltenberg, Irwin, and Birdie, and the 2 tight ends, Lepsis and Fourier. There they are right there. Naoli 65, West 72. Lepsis, the blocking tight end, doesn't catch a lot of balls. Birdie, the left tackle.
Salam gets up and gets a hand on that side of the field. Next Saturday on ABC Sports, doubleheader time. A couple of them at noon. Notre Dame and Boston College playing at Chestnut Hill. You got Clemson and Georgia down south. And then in game 2, you got Texas and OU. That's an old traditional up at the State Fairgrounds. Auburn battling Mississippi State. You have a Big Ten game and a Pac-10 game, so check your local listings and check with your local cable operator if you are interested in pay-per-view. Troutman is the tailback now on 1st and goal from the 2-yard line for Colorado. Troutman has it and runs into some angry Longhorns at about the line of scrimmage, led by Tremaine Brown, number 34.
Tremaine was a running back last year that switched over. Wasn't going to see much action at running back, so said the best way to play and get to the field would be at linebacker, and he's a lot of playing time this year.
Blake Anderson comes in at a wideout position, replacing Michael Westbrook, who showed a flare of temper there a moment ago and got him out of the ball game. It's 2nd down and goal at the 3. This is Troutman running to the corner. He's got 3 touchdowns today. They go 90 yards in 14 plays. That is a will breaker.
Our man Rashaan Salam runs all these yards and gets them down there, and then the freshman comes in and takes it into the end zone and gets all the his 3rd touchdown, as you mentioned, but this 3 times he's done this. You got to talk to that boy. Salam's got to go over and talk to Troutman and says, hey, I carry the mail and you get all the glory.
He'll take it.
Yeah, it's true.
Kick is good. And so Colorado back to a 10-point lead, 31-21 at 7:40 to play in the game. right, the Colorado Buffaloes showing a little style and flair in that possession. Also a lot of determination and just good old-fashioned down-home country knock-'em-down football. Puts it in the end zone, and they take a 10-point lead. And it would give you the feeling right now that the threat of Texas has been turned aside.
Well, the big question, too, for the Longhorns is Shea Marin's healthy to come back in this ballgame.
Well, does he have his hat on?
I don't see him down there. He was up throwing earlier.
The kick. Mike Slevin, short this time. Ball is taken upfield by Dwight Kirkpatrick, who is a linebacker, and he puts it on the 27-yard line.
Take a look at your top 25 and see how they're doing. Everybody is either idle or winning or playing later in the top 10. Virginia Tech is losing. Washington State is losing at Tennessee.
And Shea Marins is on the field at quarterback now. He's all right. He's able to come back and start this possession. 7:36 to play in the game. Good protection, throws hard, passes incomplete, intended for Curtis Jackson. And here's Lynn Swann.
Keith, Rashaan Salaam came over to the sideline, and I've been told he has a slight concussion. But here's the interesting thing. He wants to go back in the game and play. They're checking him out. He's a little dizzy, but he still wants to go back and play. And no one says he cannot go back and play. I think right now somebody's got to step in. This man has played the whole ball game, his best day on the football field. It is hot. Someone needs to take over and say, sit down, stay on the bench, and we'll play the rest of this game without you. But so far, no one has said that. Keith?
Okay, Swanee, thanks. Whoa. Boy, he got away with one there.
Well, the question with Marins now is his mobility. He had a knee injury. He went off the field. He's not moving his feet very well. He's just planting them, sitting there and planting, throwing flat-footed.
Steve Bradley made that catch. Marins is now 17 out of 31 for 185 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And he's lucky that last one wasn't picked off by Matt Russell.
We mentioned earlier, Keith, that Texas does not have their outstanding receiver, Michael Adams, who was an all-conference performer last year, and in fact was the most valuable player for the Longhorns last year. He's out with injury.
Marins takes another wicked hit, but the pass is caught, and it's Eric Jackson on the way to the corner. Touchdown! Shea Marins took a wicked hit just as the pass was completed. He never saw it, and he hobbles off the field. 67-yard play. So the Longhorns have not surrendered. This point now is very important. Very important. Bill Dawson. It's good.
Take a look from behind the defense. Marins slides around a little bit. Square in route. The safety Rosga goes for the ball, and the speed of Jackson gets him in the end zone. He is the replacement for Michael Adams, the man that we just talked about being out with an injury.
I gotta inform you, I'm using my secret weapon, number 34.
You'll never get past my linebacker.
I can't believe this.
Watch this.
Want some real excitement? Order ABC college football games on pay-per-view in addition to the game on your local ABC station. Check Friday's sports section of USA Today for games available in your area, or call your local cable company today.
Kind of looks like a helmet. It's kind of cool.
CFA College Football on ABC Sports, brought to you by the Optima True Grace card from American Express. Slick 50 engine formula, the world's #1 selling engine treatment. UPS, the package delivery company more companies count on. And the beer that's colder, bolder, yet smooth as ice, Molson Ice from Canada, the land where ice was born. A 67-yard pass run play from Moritz to Eric Jackson, and it's a 31-28 ball game with 6 minutes and 41 seconds to play. Bill Dawson will kick it off. James Kidd and Herschel Troutman are waiting for it. The 20. Here's Lynn Swann.
Keith, we shouldn't have been too surprised about Eric Jackson. On 3rd down, he has an unbelievable average. Take a look here. 6 times before coming into this ball game, he's converted on 3rd down for 22.9 yards per catch. If you said, is that good? No, that's not good. That is absolutely phenomenal for a wide receiver. Keith?
Rashaan Salam is back on the field at the single back for Colorado. Despite having gained 271 yards in the ball game, despite they think having a slight concussion, he's out there. He wanted to come. The doctors had a good look at him. Sack, the ball loose, he's down. Got to be a sack, not a fumble. So the Longhorns broke loose. Thomas Baskin, number 90, came storming in.
It's the second time in this game that Baskin, number 90, is going to move inside late and just gets between the center and the guard. That's Birdie, number 50, that was supposed to block down on him. Maybe Baskin has picked up the call of the offensive lineman and knows when the tackle is going to block down on him, and he slides inside and gets away from it. It's a big play for Texas.
Loss of 5, 2nd down, and 15 now, back on the 15. Stewart buys some time on the rollout. Now dumps it off incomplete. The Texas defense cutting it loose again, taking chances. That's an incredible stat there. 251 games without a loss and scoring 25 points or more at home. That's in 102 years of football.
They've got 28 points today, and they're down by 3.
5:54. 3rd down and 15. Stewart back, has time, throws. No. Well.
It's a poor throw. He had plenty of time. The receiver was wide open. This is Westbrook. No, that's good call. That ball bounced on the ground.
Yep.
It seems as though they do not look for Westbrook until it's crunch time at the end of the game or a critical situation.
Andy Mitchell to punt. Curtis Jackson to return it. Texas should have good field position if they handle the ball right. Penalty flag. High hanging kick. And Curtis Jackson has the ball dribble off him out of bounds. But let's see about the flag.
Ball. Full start. Offense.
It's against Colorado. If time permits, stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report, the scores and highlights from across the country. And there have been some surprises today. Some of the heavily favored teams have had their problems. One of them is right here. 4th and 20 for Colorado back in their own 10 as Mitchell punts from the end zone. 31-28 ball game. Little better kick this time. Jackson comes back to the 45, comes back up the middle, crosses midfield, and gets down to the Colorado 47. 45-yard punt, an 8-yard return with 5 minutes and 33 seconds to play in the game.
That's a nice return. Mackovic's troops offense goes on the field. You're in the Colorado side of the 50-yard line. You're only down by 3 points. You got plenty of time. You got a real good field goal kicker. If you can just move the ball a little bit, you're in good shape.
Darrell Royal, who seldom misses a home game, the great Texas coach, not here today. And yes, you know where he is. He's playing golf. That's right. He's up in Tulsa playing in Mickey Mantle's charity tournament. Bill Dawson cranking up on the sideline.
He's 2 for 2 today.
First down from the 47 of Colorado. Shea Morin throws down the middle. Pass is completed to Lavelle Pinkney at the Colorado 29-yard line. Oh, do we have something working here? 5:24 to go in the game. Both teams now showing fatigue. Been a very hot day.
Both teams going to their primary receivers. That time Pinkney had a 2-game suspension, but he caught 47 passes last year, 5 for touchdowns. He is their #1 threat.
On first down, Morin's back all day to throw it. Gets it off and throws it away.
Ain't nobody out there.
Nope.
I mean, nobody over there.
Morin's hobbling badly now with that left ankle. Left knee is twisted.
See him dragging it.
Yeah. These two teams will be involved in 1996 in what, for the moment at least, is being called the Big 12 Conference. As 4 teams move out in the breakup of the Southwest Conference and join with the Big 8. Texas being one of them.
Here they come.
Morin's passes away and then dropped. He hit Kenny Harrison, number 36, right on the numbers with it, but he couldn't hold it.
Yeah. Nice call by Hankowitz, the defensive coordinator, Colorado. He's not going to sit around and lay back. Watches the linebackers here are going to come, and that's where the pressure comes, from the inside. Man-to-man coverage, you had something going downfield, but you don't have time to wait for it.
And those are 2 tough nuts inside, boy. That's Matt Russell and Ted Johnson.
There's Mike calling the play. He's had that sweater on all day. He just wanted to lose some weight.
Well, Rick Neuheisel's wearing one too.
Yeah, it's the lucky sweaters.
Morin's back. Better hurry. Gets it off. The pass is tipped away. Incomplete. And Eric Jackson is screaming for interference against Dalton Simmons and does not get a call.
Well, they put pressure on him again, so it's single coverage. Simmons has to cover him. A little bit of holding there with his left hand. The ball is thrown behind him. He had to come back for it. If you call anything there, it's called a little hold. This will be a long field goal, but this kid is capable. Mackovic was really very high on this kid, talking to him yesterday.
This will be a 47-yard try to tie. And he hit one earlier today from 45. He hit one a little while ago from 29. Let's see what he can do with this 47-yarder. Almost no breathe. A lot of leg. Good. The score is tied.
Got to turn. It's got to turn. Look out, ref.
Got to do a stroll.
Yeah.
We've got a Buffalo shaken up on the play. Can't really tell you who it is because we can't see his number. Michael Westbrook is the player standing there with the trainers. And it's maybe Chris Hudson, we're told. Yep, there it is. So Chris Hudson is shaken up. involved in the play, and they're being very tender with him. He's a great player. Four minutes and 49 seconds to play in the ball game. It's a 31-31 tie. Number 16 Texas battling back, and Bill McCartney is not a happy camper right now. Monday night, the Houston Oilers and the Pittsburgh Steelers will square off. The Central Division of the AFC. That'll be live at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, here on ABC's Monday Night Football. Mack is not happy.
It's been a tough 3 weeks. He conquered the Big Ten the last 2, and now he comes south to an emerging Texas team that is getting better and better under the direction of John Mackovic. But again, this week his problem has been penalties, Keith.
All right, a 31-31 tie, and if you want to think back for a minute, remember that Texas spent 2 of their timeouts a long time ago. Colorado was saved there.
And you got the magic of Cordell Stewart coming on the field right here.
That's right. That's way back in the end zone. They'll touch it down. No return. The ball will come out to the 20, where it'll be first down for the Colorado Buffaloes. Now let's see what happens. That's Rick Neuheisel right there. He's the man who works directly with this man, Cordell Stewart.
And is giving him a lot of confidence. A lot of organization, a lot of direction. Texas got it going in the second half.
Chris Hudson is on the sideline. Here it comes. 4:49 to play. Salam, the single back. He has it. The hole is on the left side. The pickup is about 3.
You know, Keith, I find it a little bit amazing that Salam has rushed for 275 yards, and it's not enough.
Yep.
It's still they still need him.
Yep.
He's still on the field, and they're saying, hey, help us take this ball down the field and help us win. He may need 300 yards today for Colorado to win.
Westbrook is the man nearest to you as the wideout. Savoy is the other way. They throw it down the middle, and Westbrook on the ricochet makes the catch for a first down.
Bring back memories?
Michael's making a career out of this.
The dangerous thing about this is the ricochet could have gone to one of the Texas players. I mean, there was a lot of defensive players around it, but it comes right. Look at the defensive players. Brown, 34, was there. King.
But it's good for a first down at the 34. That officially is his first catch. The other one was nullified by penalty. And Salam comes up the middle. And again turns in a big tough run of 9 yards. He's getting pretty close to that 300-yard mark. 283 now.
I just go back to that deflected pass, though. That ball had a bunch of Texas defenders around it, and it went to Westbrook.
Second down and 1. Look out. Option. Salam. Well, it's always been a truth. The longer the day, the tougher the hill, the better the great ones play late in the game, and that's exactly what he's doing. That's 301 yards. 301 yards for Rashaan Salam. And it's first down on the 39-yard line of Texas. And Voskerichian might very well turn out to be the key man. But there's still a lot of time. 2:52 to play in the game. Cordell Stewart trying to overcome the crowd and change the play. That's Troutman at tailback, and he will pick up 4 yards.
What they do sometimes, Colorado, Keith, at the line of scrimmage, he'll call a check with me in the huddle. In other words, we're going to run the same play to the right or the same play to the left. I'll let you know when we get to the line of scrimmage which side we're going to run that play. And he gets up there and he'll give them directions either right or left by using maybe an even number or an odd number. And that's the way he's checking off.
Savoy and Kidd are the messengers right now with Troutman, the I-back. 2nd down, 6 at the Texas 35. They give it to Troutman, and the Horns get it. Short of the line of scrimmage.
They need some yardage yet. Voskerichian, they're not within his range.
Salam comes back.
It's a big play here, Keith.
3rd and 9.
Either go with either the wide receiver or the quick screen to the wide receiver, the back, or the option.
31-31 tie with 1.5 minutes to play. And Colorado calls timeout. So they want to catch their breath, they want to talk, and they want to kind of quiet the crowd for a minute. Here we go to the knuckle-busting last seconds of this ball game. 1:27 to play. 31-31 tie as number 5 Colorado threatened by the Texas Longhorns, who are making a bid themselves to get some national posture. 3rd and 9 right here. Cordell Stewart screen dumps it. Screen for Salam. 1st down for the Buffaloes. Out of bounds to save the clock. At 1:19 to play in the ball game. Now they're getting close to Voskerichian's range.
When they get in trouble, they run the option or the screen. Watch the offensive linemen. They're going to go 2 to one side and 2 to the other. They're going to throw it to Salam out here on a wide receiver screen. I mean, a back screen. Everybody releases. They dump it to him very quickly. The other option was to throw it to the wide receiver down here. But he likes his chances with Salam. A big 1st down. That play has been awfully good to him. Well, the last 2 weeks anyway, but for a long time probably.
Ball is on the 22 with the 1st down. Salam into the middle. For about 2 yards on that one.
I think here, Keith, you just run your solid best plays in your offense. Don't do anything differently. Don't get too conservative. I think you can still run your option. Cordell Stewart is very safe with the ball when he runs it. You know, Voskerichian is not an automatic. He missed a field goal earlier in this ball game, and they need to get a lot closer than this. Michigan recovers,
beats Iowa. 2nd down and 8. Pass to the sidelines is incomplete, off the hands of Christian Fourier.
They've got one play. They've got one play to get this ball closer for Voskerichian, and then it's going to be up to the field goal kicker.
That was kind of a difficult play for Fourier to have to make. Instead of letting him go down, turn, and be a big target.
Again, I'd say they go to the option or they go to that screenplay that they've liked.
Ball is on the 20-yard line. 3rd down for Colorado. 3rd down. 37 seconds remaining. They run it in the middle with Salam, and he runs it all the way to the 10-yard line for a first down. The clock stops at 30 seconds. Tough stuff, folks. That kid's got some gizzard.
I don't know if Mac's going to be able to take these 2 weeks ago. he is just. Well, 27 seconds left. The one thing you want to do is get the ball in the center of the field for sure. This is a tough angle. The closer you get on that hash mark, the tougher the angle is going to be.
Voskerichian waiting. Eel is from Arcadia, California, 5'9", 165 pounds. On the other side, the anxiety builds for Texas. They've given it a full-blown noble try. 2nd down and 10. Salam with the ball, runs it back into the middle.
Let it go.
And he's pretty much got it probably about where they want it.
2 timeouts left for Colorado.
Texas.
And 1 for Texas.
1 for Texas. 10 seconds. Coming
5 seconds, he says. Stop it at 5 seconds.
There it is.
You're still dealing with kids. Mac wanted to make sure that somebody called timeout.
4 seconds to play. Well, those who came and sat in the 90, 100-degree heat, whatever it was, around 100, got their money's worth. The home folks may not get a win out of it, but they got a heck of an effort from the home team. And of course, they haven't made the kick yet.
Well, win or lose this game, Mackovic and the Texas Longhorns can go out of here knowing that their program is on the rise. The same with their fans.
Yep. Their first sellout in a non-conference ball game since 1984. Bo Jackson and the Auburn Tigers were here. Big fellow West is an offensive tackle. The offensive line for Colorado has been superb today. We expected we might have a lot of points scored in the ball game.
Yes, we did.
Here we are coming down to the final moment of drama.
Look at him. There we go.
It was a 64-yard Hail Mary that did it last week. This will be a 24-yard, 23-yard field goal. It looks like 24 to me.
They're going to call a time.
Now Texas is trying to ice him and put a little chill on him. So they spend their last timeout now with 4 seconds to play. It will go down as a 24-yard field goal try. Shea Morantz, good day for him. 19 out of 36, 270 yards, 3 touchdowns, picked off twice. Rashaan Salam, 317 yards today, plus another 42 yards receiving. That's a total of 362 all-purpose yards for him. Big day.
It's come down to the question, can Colorado win on the final play 2 weeks in a row on the road?
I'm glad I'm not doing a Colorado game next week. They might have to sack me up. Here we go. have to work. It's good. And Colorado takes a 34-31 lead with 1 tick remaining on the clock. The snap from Matt Lepsis, a tight end by trade, to Blake Anderson, the holder, a wide receiver by trade, and Neil Voskerichian knocks it down the highway. And it's 34-31. And now they must kick off.
You know, in a small way, Keith, there is one grunt that is still involved in both these big plays at the end of both games, and that's Blake Anderson. Last week, he tipped the ball. This week, he's the holder.
But the grit, I think, is reflected in the fact that they went 73 yards, used 13 plays, and got what they needed.
I don't know if this is a team of destiny or not, but when they won the championship, the co-championship, national championship in 1990, that was the year that they beat Missouri. In Missouri, when they allowed them 5 downs. I don't know, maybe things are meant to be for Bill McCartney and his Buffaloes this year.
Well, if it isn't, they are certainly sowing the seeds for some awfully high drama somewhere down the road. It might be October 29 in Lincoln, Nebraska. There's a stop October 22 in Manhattan, Kansas.
If those aren't lucky sweaters they're wearing, they ain't gonna take them off for a while, I guarantee you.
I'll tell you one thing, I know some wives that are gonna make them hang them in a garage, though. They tried the offside. Here comes the old Texas lateral play. Is nothing going to happen with this. The game is over. Time is run out. And the Colorado Buffaloes will put another one in their pocket and take it home by a score of 34-31 over the plucky Texas Longhorns. The Genuine Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Rashaan Salam from Colorado, Shea Moritz from Texas. Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund to reward outstanding athletes for academic achievements and give them some financial help. Well, it was another good one. We hope you enjoyed it. Colorado continues undefeated, beating Texas 34.
Highlight film for the #1 Florida Gators. Steve Spurrier's offense #1 in point production. His quarterback, Harry Dean, has thrown 17 touchdowns, and #1 Jack Jackson tops the SEC in scoring. The defense led by a cast of stars. LSU's season has been more like a horror film. Turnovers cost them victories at Auburn, against Texas A&M, and also South Carolina. Our feature presentation is called A Swamp Thing, and it's next on Prime.